Okay, so
Gold Jack Bloom.
welcome back, everyone, to session 8 of our Heart of Mora campaign.
Heart of Mora.
And as a quick little recap, we will go over. So after several weeks at sea, leaving the mainlands of Mora behind, sailing to the Lonesome Island to meet an old friend of Kashagara's to receive some strange mystic readings, and then being set forth upon a task to recover an item stolen from her, you set back aboard the ship, the Breath of the Arga, and sailed across, finding the thief Lucille aboard with this stolen object, and it going under the custody of the captain. You guys kept an eye on things for a while, until one of you, Kushagara, decided to take it upon himself to check on this item after
I'm just look at it. Just
some uncertainty, let's say. Upon finding this object and revealing it, he found a sword. The sword called to him, and he felt it upon himself to take it under his possession and has been holding it ever since. As you were only a day or so away at that point, and most of the crew was gone, much of you were in charge of sailing the ship at this point, you made your way closer and closer under the captain, Zovra Halloway, until you were assailed by a large winged creature flying through the skies, destroying much of the ship and burning some of you, all of you actually, everybody got burned. Nobody died. You guys sailed into a massive storm in order to lose this creature to the order of Captain Zobra, of which you saw it get completely electrocuted by a massive bolt of lightning, and then looked severely injured and was forced to fly away into the storm. Hours later, coming out of the storm, you guys saw land after several weeks at sea for the first time. Further still, eventually, you made your way into the docks of First Fire Port and arrived at the Heart of Mora. Collecting your things and getting off the ship for the last time. Said goodbye to Zobra for now, after she gave you some advice to go and seek her sister at the Faded Breast Inn for some night, potentially on her, for at least one evening. And meeting the dockmaster, Douglas Fairley, and taking down some information of who you were and what your intentions were on the island. You guys gathered around and put hands in and collectively announced yourselves as a team in a muddled, confusing, loud, but kind of uncoordinated cheer that sort of rounded out to the Fellowship of the Tyndale. So as you guys stand at the docks, it is about probably 10 or 11 o'clock at night. You're standing at the edge of the docks and the smell of the sea air is kind of wafting in. You see the dotting of lit lanterns through the streets leading up to down the central path, looking directly kind of east from the docks. You see a large fortress, stone walls, probably 60 foot high off in the distance, and to the left of that, a very large chapel-like structure kind of down the road a little bit further on that are a little bit more illuminate than the rest of the town as you kind of glance off and looking down to the right in the direction that you were pointed towards the Faded Breast. You see mostly small houses kind of lined with narrow streets from one another in the muddy, wet street. It seems the storm probably passed through this land as well during the day before, and it hasn't yet dried as you kind of step off the edge of the docks and find your feet sink into the kind of mucky mud of the streets. What would you guys like to do?
Just before, can I confirm that it is the evening of after day?
It is the evening of...
Third after day?
Third after day, 10 to 11.
That is correct. Third after day.
Perfect. Hey man, we got her on the day they told.
After day.
After day. I think there's some day.
After day? No. After day. Sunday, old day, day, tea day, half day, every...
Half day is what I was thinking.
Eve's day, and then after day.
Okay, so it's the third.
Half day is kind of better, to be honest, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
The churches recognize it as after day, but
But colloquially,
the
it's after.
plebeians on the streets.
They don't have time for Urs.
Dragon of the world.
After.
As we go to the faded breast, seek out Silver's sister.
Down.
I'm down for anywhere with a drink.
It's
What we all need.
Voyage. We've been given directions already by,
She said it was in the south end of town.
but also Farley, right?
Yeah,
Fairly?
he said it was near
Farley.
to near
Is it Farley or
to
Fairly?
Fairly.
It's Fairly? It's fairly.
Fairly.
And don't call me.
Douglas Fairly. Yeah, don't call me Fairly.
Don't call me Fairly.
Living in a van down by.
He said it was near, like, if you passed by Fancy Francia's, you're kind of on the right track, and then he said it was across the street from Blotted Rock's Tavern.
Right.
I'm in the south end of the village, so if you guys are standing on the docks kind of go basically northwest to southeast, the way that they're lined with the shore, and like looking directly more or less east, northeast, down kind of a wider street. To the right you see kind of large houses, and then to the left, past one large structure, you see this large chapel. And then beyond that, you see basically just huge walls kind of silhouetted in the darkness and lit torches upon them that are quite high up, that you can get the general sense of a large fortress structure kind of in the center around all of these buildings that kind of scatter around it. And more buildings that lead off to the south as well.
Start trudging forward and
Yeah.
looking for signs on buildings.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like looking around
Okay.
generally.
So you guys are going to be keeping an eye out. Roll me some perception checks as you begin to wander the dark streets, and you walk kind of past a few guards that were observing people as they were coming off the ship.
Mine was definitely not good.
So
13.
Okay. So you guys start walking instinctively forward into the street, and let me get my notes.
immediately attacked by frog people.
Holy
Frog
we invaded the
yes.
city.
Again.
Holy ones again!
Now comes the frog
Every
town.
time.
Who's killed a live one like hanging out of the cloud?
Oh no.
Just like this one. So sad.
You have to take them.
Buy you cuisine. Dog like sweet cold cake.
Goodness, we have done so much.
We can glue it back.
That's because I was
There's
that's with the.
Yeah, my one was the same way.
Yeah, I made myself.
So as you guys begin to walk the streets, you see a single man amongst several small patrols of guards, usually in units of 2 or 3, that are walking the streets. You see a man with a very long hooked pole with kind of a glowing ember on the tip of it, just kind of leaning over, seemingly trying to light one of the lanterns before you see it kind of light up as he kind of like wheels it down and glances over towards you before carrying on. The air is very heavy as you walk into the streets, and the breeze kind of gets blocked from most of the buildings at this point from the sea. You feel that warm, heavy air eventually kind of sink over you, and your clothes kind of begin to stick and cling to you as you continue to walk. On your left, you guys see this large church structure. It's fairly long and wide. There are 2 statues depicting a human male, one holding a hammer, the other holding a scythe on either side of these large, thick wooden doors with kind of iron brackets. It's mostly stone. Thick planks intersect one another to add strength to the structure, and a large stone tower ascends probably 80 feet up out from the corner of the church, where you see kind of torches around the very top of it. Out front of the church there are 7 stocks, as in like
What's that?
for prisoners essentially, so like wooden stocks, with a single individual kind of hung in them.
This is in front of the church.
This is a few feet in front of the church. Beside that and near to the entrance of the church stands a wooden bulletin board. You see a whole bunch of different postings and things like that across it. And then directly in front of you, in the kind of center of town, you see the large stone keep with about a 40-foot high wall that seems to be going around it, and the central structure that leads up taller in. There's a single main gate kind of on the southern side as you approach, with several guards out front of it, of course. made from this very thick wood, reinforced with iron. And to the right of you, you also see a very large building with lights lit from within, and you kind of hear a little bit of clattering from kind of a half-open door a little bit, and a few individuals walk out kind of arm in arm, laughing as the door swings behind them and kind of stumbling into the street before they kind of make their way to the right and carry on home. Anything you guys would like to do at the moment?
I believe we found our place.
That looks like the place I would like to be.
I'd like to ask the man lighting the lanterns, just in case, just be like, hello there, sir. Is this, by chance, the Faded Breast? It's our first night in the Heart.
Oh no, that's the Hunter's Lodge there, Burning Hunter's Lodge. The Faded Breast is down that way a bit further, a few streets down, pointing to the south a little bit further.
Thank you kindly.
Evening to you.
Are we okay to continue on?
Might as well just keep going. It's just a couple.
Happy to be walking on land again, so yes.
Is that what this is?
Yeah. Earthier than the likes of the wooden ship there.
As we're walking, Tim's kind of like got your book in
Yeah.
her hand, like
Just a little, my sleeve, my wizard
yeah,
sleeve.
she's kind of. Yeah, this is all very new.
Was it called the Hunter's Lodge?
The
The
burning.
Burning Hunter's Lodge. He said Hunter's Lodge for short.
For a fine bite.
Yeah, that's the best. Doug thinks that's the best place to go. So.
It's where you go on a date or something.
Hey, Doug. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Stop it.
It's all old crew. What are you doing?
You know where he went.
What are you doing later?
Yeah, you guys didn't see him leave the ship actually.
Yeah, continue on down that
Continuing on?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you guys continue down the streets, eventually you find a sign out front of a building that says, as you see, a building that's painted in lavender, lit on either side. A large red painted letters above the door. It says The Faded Breast. 3 stories tall and of average size, standing out front. You guys.
Does it seem like there's people inside? Is it?
From outside, you can't tell. It is lit from the inside. There is candlelight from inside, though.
So, do we knock or just walk in?
It's a pub, but I'm just gonna go try the door.
I'll start to fashion my mask back onto my face, knowing that after a couple drinks, probably not going to remember to put it back on.
Okay.
I know that you feel that you need a hide, but you're with us. You really.
Until I know we are far enough away from those elves, I will take no shortcut.
I've heard them conspiring and
Yeah.
they know about us.
I feel like we should throw them overboard while we've had the chance.
It's alright, I'll play off the strong, silent, mysterious tone. I'll wink, but you can't see it behind.
Yeah, that's.
It's just like
Just,
Tim audibly laughs.
yeah.
How well do you hold your liquor?
I've drank at times, yes.
That's a Tim post.
I'm learning it from him.
Not
Power stance. Power stance.
There's been a couple of times where my father Gaius allowed me a drink. It's not been many.
Is that the first time?
So we need to keep an eye on him.
Might be a plenty of times.
To us.
Like all that ales, wine, things.
Definitely no no.
I will have 1 alcohol, please.
One alcohol, please.
One here.
Tim, are you much of a drinker?
Are you going in?
Australia.
Okay.
I'm up for whatever.
So as you guys are talking, Kshagra just kind of pushes the door
Following
open.
I'm like,
So as you open the door,
The crocodile walking to a bar.
that's exactly what happened. So weird.
By the long face.
So as you swing open the door, you're immediately blasted with this fairly heavy aroma of, well, for one, stale beer, and for two, this overtone of lavender in the air. It's kind of hanging underneath and in and around the waft of stale beer, almost like it's masking what's underneath, essentially. Yeah, a Febreze, exactly. As you look in, and you kind of enter in, you see a L-shaped bar, the smaller end of the L facing towards the door. Towards the end of the bar, you see an individual standing behind it, and to the right of that, a staircase that leads up, and beyond that, kind of a long corridor that goes down. You see tables down towards the very ends, further in, as kind of goes down the length of the bar into a back area. You smell a little bit of cooking in the air from some kind of meals cooking, but behind the bar you see an older looking female with long brown curly hair that are braided into one thick braid that kind of hangs over one shoulder. Lips, as she kind of like turns her head towards you, see her painted lavender, and her eyes have this kind of heavy dark red shade around them. Wearing this off-the-shoulder, short-sleeve lavender blouse that's cut really low and ties with a red apron that's very high on the waist that kind of pulls up her chest and accentuates her hips as well. And she kind of like, good evening.
Does she bear any resemblance to Zobra?
She does. Remember Zobra's hair especially, although she looks quite a bit older than Zobra did. Zobra more of a middle-aged looking. She has visible wrinkles under her eyes especially, that she seems to be hiding as best she can with her makeup and what have you as well.
Find out whether or not it's our older sister or younger sister.
Her name's Adonta. Atonda?
Welcome to the Faded Breast. Who are you?
Hello, my name is Kushabra, and this is my companions behind me. We
As you guys
have just completed our voyage, and
many.
our captain had recommended that we seek out her sister here, Atanda, at the Faded Breast.
Sofra has returned.
Are you who she?
I am her sister, yes. My name is Atanda.
How did we get here before she did?
I did not expect her to return ever. Not
Why is
after
that?
last time. Well, she barely arrived last voyage. Due to circumstances.
Probably the same circumstances that we rolled in on.
We may have seen similar circumstances.
Yes.
But
You are
those
not
don't
the first
exist.
to arrive tonight, though. Previously is 3 dwarves taking one of my rooms at the moment, as per an arrangement.
Of course.
Yeah.
And how many rooms would you have available?
Well, that all depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking to spark some new love or old love? We offer some very romantic rooms that are themed in several different fashions. We have the jungle room, the barnyard, the torture chamber, the under the sea, and of course the lover's den. Those are a little bit more pricey, but are very nice, of course. And then we have, well, I suppose I only have the 2 rooms that are more plain and much less expensive. Those are, if you are coming on recommendation of my sister, I do offer the first night is on the house, of course, for the plain rooms. But I would still like to make some money off of my more elaborate rooms, of course. But there are 6 of you to only beds, 1 bed in each room. How many rooms would you like?
6 rooms in total?
You want 6 rooms? If you like, you can. I only have the 2 plain rooms, though, which I would be more than happy to offer you free of charge for tonight. But the themed rooms are significantly harder to keep clean. They are
You
2
audibly hear,
gold per evening.
I will gladly take the jungle themed room.
The bed sleeps too, if you'd like to cozy up with a partner.
I will be spending this evening alone.
I
Very
think we
well.
deserve a room to ourselves.
We've been traveling.
So 4 themed
Exactly.
rooms then.
Yes.
And the 2 planes? Very good. Passes 2 keys over. This is the room 1 and 2. Now, what room would you like there, Kushagra?
I think we just leave it to chance.
Jungle theme is most.
You would like the jungle? Very well.
Put the keys in the bowl.
Are you looking for a random spicy one?
Yes.
Dungeon, you manacle.
Roll me a d4.
Lucille went to the grave with my manacles. I lost them.
Oh.
Steal some from this torture chamber.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, roll me a d4. As she passes, she just puts 4 keys out in front of you.
Oh, D4.
Oh, the game of chance. I like this one.
4.
4. Oh, the lover's den.
That's me, all right.
It will be hopefully not so lonely with only yourself. Maybe some company will come later.
She like winks at everyone basically.
And who else would like a themed room?
Oh, I
Like
both raise her hand at the same time.
Yes, of course. You both? Well, the torture chamber, the barnyard, or the under the sea?
I feel like I've spent enough time at sea. Probably not.
Can I leave it to chance as well?
Very good. Throw me a d4.
I don't picture you as a barnyard type of person, though.
Oh,
That's the most logical.
you will like the
Effectively a
barnyard.
barnyard.
Oh, really? A roll in the hay.
Oh my god.
No, I was like, no, no.
There's
Yeah.
always got a nice smell.
You're gonna get rid of the sea just you wait.
Will remind you of
Can I
the barnyard.
trade?
Almost rather to do.
Oh, I suppose.
They're both torture chambers.
Everything's a
Let's
torture.
go with the torture chamber.
Oh, the torture chamber.
Is that
Very
what you gave for
good.
me?
No, you have either the barnyard, the plain, or under the sea.
You're welcome to check out the dungeon.
Oh, a spicy
One of the
invitation.
Wait,
Plain for yourself.
Tim,
Oh,
a favorable. You seem to be in barrels all the time. How different is that from hay?
You call me some kind of animal?
I am not. No, never.
I'll take the plain room. Thank you. He'll take the backyard.
plain. Very good. Plain.
Tyndall. And Usk.
Yourself there, faceless one. What is yours?
She said you take the barnyard, so you take the barnyard.
I believe I'll be taking the bar. You can call me Lucian.
Oh.
Or Piggy. Go to the barnyard.
Well, I seem to have offended our young Zindel.
You're taking Barnyard?
I'll take Barnyard, yes.
Your face is very strange. It does not move. How do you manage
It's
this?
a practice of showing less emotion.
He's half Gorgon.
After all,
Yeah, roll me a deception check.
what?
Yeah, half Gorgon.
Half Gorgon.
Nat 20.
Oh, well.
Alright.
Oh,
The bar
Very-
hasn't set.
very impressive.
Welcome to session 8.
Yeah.
You're very good at the first roll of every.
No doubt.
When it doesn't count.
That counts.
It always counts.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
Well, here you are. And passes you the barnyard key. If you like any drinks or anything, I'm happy to prepare. I will stay available for a few more hours before turning in to the evening myself. But your rooms are up to the stairs and down the halls. They will be signs appropriately. Your twos have the numbers on them. Would you like any drink for the night?
Oh, absolutely.
I am looking for a drink.
What do you
Oh.
have?
What a lovely local drink. If you are fresh on the island, you must try the Red Delicious. It is a beautiful wheat beer filled with raspberries and rose petals.
Okay.
Sounds fruity.
So for the 4 rooms, I will require 8 gold from you.
I paid him 2 gold for.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
2.
Very good. And of course, the 2 plain for tonight will be honor the house.
Just gonna pull out my empty pockets. Perhaps I can do.
I got you. I got
Oh,
you.
yeah.
I got you.
Very good. You
Where
have
did you find all that gold, Kushag? What gold?
gold I have on my person. I'm still a working man.
There's riches to be made in these cities. Fantastic.
So, a round of the Red Delicious for the lot of you, then, maybe?
Yes, for me anyway. I'm not sure what. For us anyway.
We also have plain ale if you prefer, something less sweet. Bread and half a fish if you like, if you're hungry. I could prepare something, but it is late and I would... If the right incentive was upon me, I might be preparing a meal for you if you're very hungry.
I do require some dinner before bed. Whatever is prepared, I do not want you to go out of your way. Something simple.
I can warm up the soup that I have left from the day.
Sounds lovely, thank you.
I will light the fire in a moment, and feel free to grab a table. I will be around with a single round. Is that a sneeze?
So cute, David.
Sorry, it must be the lavender. She's loading it on.
Sabra, might I ask? Sister.
I,
you just resemble so much like her.
Oh no, I am far
Much
less
younger looking though.
Much younger
muscular.
Yeah, it's much younger looking.
Oh,
Sabra, may I might ask, how common is magical practice around here these parts?
Oh, more so than the mainlands, yes, very much. But I do recall the last gentleman who was staying along the island was... Well, he was heard from the grapevine that he was arrested near the docks a few weeks ago.
Gentleman look like? What's your
Oh,
name?
I was told that he was this elven man who was coming from the mainlands.
Why was he arrested?
I'm not sure. I imagine maybe he was performing his magics. I understand that they clapped the neck of him with a vice of sorts.
Where exactly is this man? Found out.
Oh, I do not know, but if he is arrested, I would imagine he is in the jail.
The hand that was on your cloak moves into your hand.
Can't do anything about it tonight.
But there are always the knights, although there are less than there used to be. And the priests, it is a different magic, and I think, than you are talking about. But if you are needing healing, the churches are available in the daytime. Get there before the after-work rush if you really need some treatment. Find to take up all of the restorations by the time everyone is off for the day.
Before we have a seat, can you do me a favor?
Perhaps.
I take out 3 dice. Can you send a cup of the ale up to the dwarves' room with these dice?
These dice to the dwarf room with
Yes,
an
please.
ale. Very,
Yes, please.
very good. No problem.
And I sling my loot on my shoulder and start walking towards the table.
Okay.
I follow.
Put my bag down and stretch, sit down.
So first she brings a round of the Red Delicious, and she kind of winks and she goes,
This first round is on the house, of course.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Please enjoy.
and you see the frothing head coming up out of this mug. It almost has this pinkish color to it, kind of bleeding down the side a little bit, gushing with flavor. As you see her disappear behind a second room, and you hear the kind of like of a fire being lit behind a closed door. She comes back out, grabs the dice off, pours beer, goes up the stairs.
What does it
She
smell
is
like?
shaking
Cheers.
What does it smell like?
It smells like raspberries.
Kind of at a loss as you guys all kind of clink.
As you smell it, it has, like, you can taste it on your tongue already, this kind of strong flavor that's just sweet afterwards.
Not too bad.
Slants calls it.
Slams.
I slide my flagon over to Hoos.
Not much of a drinker?
I fear the the seas still reside in my belly.
Stone belly.
No fermented milk.
Let's find out more about this.
Is man shackled?
Elf shackled, yes.
That be the
Fear
man.
he's not with those other elves.
Is this the one that you're...
Yes,
So,
I believe. I have to know for sure.
so trip to the church tomorrow? I feel like that's where they keep the jail.
Figure if they have the stocks outside,
Typical church.
full of criminals.
Most, not even the ones in the jail.
So, tonight, we drink. We landed. We made it safe.
Celebrate.
Sure.
We keep our heads about us, and then we make our plan for tomorrow.
Indeed.
What is our plan for tomorrow?
Well,
Maybe.
I mean, I guess we just kind of... We really don't have much of a thing to go on for...
I wouldn't mind just checking out the town.
Yeah. But, like, whatever this thing that your Lady Red told us to find, not really much to go on.
I will need to make preparations to send a message back.
Yeah, and this might be the best place to get it. Might take a while, though.
I'd have to ask and inquire around the tavern, but not very good with words. So
I got you, Boo.
thank you. Time's bad. I'm not sure I will be able to swing how nonchalantly it is to bring up a potentially cool story of a roguishly handsome elven man.
Who's
I
that?
just kind of get lost in the words myself. Yeah.
Have you ever...
Lucian
Seen
talk
the
too much. Lucian does too talk. Drink more.
Drink more. Yes.
Yeah, Tim's gonna be done the Red Delicious as everyone's talking.
Right.
Just been drinking the whole time.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, and then she sloshed it.
Just
Well deserved.
I don't know how am I feeling.
It's only been one drink. Nothing yet.
It's like a pitcher for her.
Yeah.
It's very, very small, but it's
Okay.
not been a long time yet. You're
That's
like,
not been long
well
time.
quenched.
That's not good.
So, a moment or two passes before you kind of hear the steps of Atanda coming back down, and she kind of comes back over to this table and looks at everyone saying,
Seems that so you very much enjoy the Red
It
Delicious.
is very delicious.
Would you like another round for the table?
I'm still...
On me!
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very well.
so for
To
the
our
Red
glorious
Delicious, it is 2 silver per mug. So for 6 of you guys, be 12 silver.
You got it.
Wow,
Pleased to
very
meet you.
kind. I will be right around, and it won't be too long before the soup is ready. I passed along the dice, and he seemed confused at first, and perhaps he will come to join if that was the intention.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So as she comes back around, eventually with another round, Red Delicious drops him off the table.
Nothing says romance like taking somebody's mug.
Right.
A few minutes pass before you hear the kind of like heavy steps of the blonde hair coming around the corner of, I think his name is, actually, I have notes that are way more
Card
convenient.
for the day.
What room are you in again, Barrett?
The lover's room.
Right.
Damn.
The lover's den.
Very, very key word. Who's in the murder dungeon?
To be
I am.
Our grave cleric.
A great player.
Great cleric.
Oh,
Very
there it is.
excited.
Perfectly goth chic.
Rurik
How
was his name.
jealous are you?
Kind of comes down.
Perfectly fine in my straw.
Oh, hey!
Bed.
Hey! Oh, good to see you all again.
How are you doing?
Hey, I got your note there.
Your nib.
So,
As he puts the empty mug on the table, and he goes,
if there's another one in me, I'll join you for a couple of rounds.
kind of swings a chair from another table and kind of puts it between his legs and leans up over things and kind of rattles the dice in his hands. I'll take an ale over here or something along those lines.
So how was your trip?
Long? Boring.
Except for the end part there.
We were hiding the best we could. That was our instruction. I think it.
Instruction from who?
Well, the whole way, didn't really realize there was going to be nights on the ship, that's for sure. Trying to keep a low profile, you know?
And a princess. Didn't expect that.
Princess?
You didn't see her come off the ship?
Oh, I saw a lady.
Yes.
Princess of Avantage.
Indeed.
Princess?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah. Bitch.
What did she look like? Was it the blondie there? With the knights?
Yeah.
Weren't they wearing any heavy armor? She was leaving the ship, I saw her great. Now that you think about it, that probably was that. A nice crown on her head, a silver with a few sapphires on the top of it. I noted those.
I like to say
Now
you
you
have
have some
some
surprises
a
in
knack
the
of
Yeah.
some.
Kind of like takes a slip. So, you're here at the Faded Breast, eh?
Yeah, we're getting a drink, having lodged for the night.
That might mean something to me. Does that mean anything to you, though? What is your intention here on the island?
Entertainment. I'm here to travel the world as much as I can.
Take another one. Thank you. Is that really why you're all here?
What's your intention?
It all depends on your answers.
Well,
As far as you're concerned, we're here to research the Sword of Viveria and the goings-on around that.
dwarves don't do research.
Dwarfs from Durgar do.
Sword of Bavaria.
Oh, aye, some sort of mythical thing or something like that. Very important, if you ask my cousin. Oh, because that's my reason for being here.
Your cousin's the level-headed one of you three, right?
She is, yeah. No, that's Viet you're talking about. He sort of keeps everything rolling, more the muscle. Because of course, every priest trio needs some muscle.
Obviously. On muscle, obviously. Jesus.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't mess with
Nice
her.
catch.
Nope.
We didn't? Oh, never mind. Failed.
It was empty.
Not the Dex character.
Well, I'm only curious because, well, it seems to be some sort of arrangement between myself and the others in Zovra, and I was curious if you had a similar arrangement.
Well, she pointed us towards here and said to seek out her sister, and pretty much where we left off.
Nothing else, of course.
So, nothing that we're willing to tell.
But you're on family business, if that makes you feel any better at all.
Family.
Just a sign.
What sort of family do you have that you have business on the Heart of Mora with?
My father came out exploring a new place for us to live.
Oh,
Just got ahead. Following suit.
seems like a logical reason. And what of yourself there?
I'm here for the rumors of the power that lies in this island.
What do you know?
Mysteries it holds. I know little, but I will have time to explore.
Should you discover some power, what would you do with it?
Chance to change your fate, would you?
If you have to change your feet,
Would you?
Would you change your feet?
change your stars? Would you change?
That's what the power does.
Oh, aye. I said, oh, aye.
I don't like understand.
I don't know if I trust myself with power.
I don't know if I trust you with power either.
I wouldn't trust you with anything.
Power corrupts.
Except in real life, of course.
Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely.
Aye, power does corrupt. I would consider high-level magic one of those things that is quite powerful that might corrupt as well.
It depends on how you use it.
Can I do a quick scan of drinks at the table and who's done theirs?
He has
I've done my
finished
first one.
2 pints since he sat down.
Well, I've been drinking a little bit more. That's why I'm loose lips right now.
I'm gonna note to Atanda and kind of give her the heads up. And, yeah.
Who's
Good point.
3?
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay. She comes over.
Oh, I was just gonna buy him. Keep going.
Another 12 gold, of course.
I put my
12 silver?
12 silver?
No, 12 gold.
So just
Hey,
sorry, 12 silver.
My
So
tab is 12 gold.
10 silver, because Shogger's holding
Oh,
off. 10
Charles
silver.
pulled out, yeah.
So a gold.
A gold?
and gold.
So,
Oh, very good. Thank you.
As she's bringing around the death.
Has anybody seen my sister yet?
I assumed that she would have been here before us.
Yes, it's not very far from the docks to here.
It looks like you know where you're going. We did not.
She knows the place well, although it might look a little bit different with the clientele. I cleaned up a lot since she
Did
was last
recommend
here.
us to come here.
Yes.
No, she might be still checking, staying with the ship to make sure that after the repairs get started.
Ever the responsible one, of course. He drops the last few off and... the soup should be ready shortly. And
Eventually comes back. Big pot of soup, and he just puts it in the middle of the table and passes bowls around.
this should be fine. If you would like some bread, I will drop some off for you. Very good.
Do you love my cards?
Eventually comes back with some bread as Rourke is kind of just like, hey.
We try to like pour the soup through my little mouth slit. Just see like swaying a little bit.
I want to start like.
That's for a straw.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna start feeding it to you. I'm like getting it all over your mask. Like,
All over the mask.
Little piggy.
yeah, exactly.
Little piggy.
Boink boink. Spit over.
Oh,
Very fitting for your room tonight.
oh, that's good for me, is it? It's alright. Not a piggy. I'm not a piggy.
She can. Love pig.
It's Tim.
He chuckles. So,
Okay, I forgot he was.
how do we, he's just like wolfing down this bowl of soup and like swiping the bread around the edges and just kind of like, oh. Well, you've got my attention. I wouldn't mind a few games, of course. Rattle off a few coins.
I'm down for taking more of your money.
Sure, why not?
Hey, we'll see how you go then. Alright, so last time I did a few different checks, essentially. Yes.
Yeah, perception.
Oh, God.
Perception, deception, and intimidation. Yeah, that's right. Or deception, insight. Deception, insight, and intimidation.
But then you wouldn't be able to choose. Like,
Yeah.
For whoever is gambling. Also, before we roll, how much gold are you willing to part with?
what's her mint?
I'd say 1 silver.
Okay.
As in 10 copper, but like 1 silver.
Put that shit in.
Join in.
Yeah.
Everyone's putting in 1 silver.
No, Tim's drunk. Just put it into it.
Okay.
I'll put in 2.
Same.
Well, I have to go. I can't be outbid by Tim.
Lucian 2.
Yeah, I matched the highest bet.
Kushaga 3.
I'll put in 4.
Okay.
Okay.
4.
Davina 3.
Who's 3?
Counting my
Tim
loose
5.
change.
Davina was 3.
Two is
Yeah.
It was 3.
Mhm.
And Barrett?
4.
4, okay.
Tim's 5.
Tim's 5, alright. Is Kushaga putting in as well? Keeping up?
No, this is silly. I'm just gonna leave it at.
See her match you every time. Like, as the rounds go on, and she just keeps upping you and upping you and upping you every time. If everyone would like to give me first, we'll do intimidation just to get that one sorted.
Net 20.
What is it? Intimidation?
Nice.
19.
8.
So,
Shut up, Christ.
11.
Oh,
And
wait a
eight-
minute.
8 for me as well.
Do I get to ask?
Charisma, right?
It's charisma based, yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled.
Unless you want to
Unless
strength
you want to
base it.
strength
so Usk was
works.
20.
Yeah.
Lucian?
19.
19.
Nice.
11.
Using my charm and my wit, my poker face is on.
12.
12.
Let's go with smaller.
Yeah.
It's well, nice. Oh my god.
16.
That'll be better for deception.
You got my 8?
Right. I got your 8, yeah.
Tim's very
Next
excited.
we'll do insight.
Very drunk.
Damn
God.
it.
20.
Baby.
20.
It was all around.
19
for
for
Take you
14.
to the casino.
Yeah, I know. Poker face got a couple drinks in me. I'm lucky boy.
Yeah.
Whiskey boy.
17 was Lucian's, right?
19 was Lucian.
19. Timdale?
13.
13. Kshagra?
17.
17. Davina?
12.
Okay, so just normal. And Us?
14.
14.
Yeah, man. Give me your money.
You guys are doing a lot better than Rurik, of course, at the moment in that regard. And last round is what do we do? Insight, intimidation, deception.
Deception.
Lowest
Yeah.
one.
Deception or perception?
Fine.
Deception, deception.
That is a 26.
Nice.
Damn.
That's
that
I rolled a nat.
is
I rolled a nat 20 with a plus 6.
really, really high.
That's awesome.
17 for Lucian.
22 for Davina.
Ooh.
My
22.
Who's gonna win? We're all rolling so well.
That'll be like a plus minus thing, basically.
My
You
first
lose
two were
sometimes,
not
you
great.
win sometimes.
Okay.
So Tindo,
18.
18. Okay. Kushaga?
12.
That's definitely not.
Nice.
And Usk last.
13.
13. Okay, so that's
Good rolls, guys.
Alright, so let's see. 3. So, after about an hour or two of you guys rolling some dice and laughing around the table and getting more and more drunk, how many rounds of beer are also being consumed?
Not drinking.
I mean, he's
Kushagra's not drinking.
had-
and he's probably still sober because of just body mass.
3 more. So we'll call it 30 more silver.
I had 3. No, not 3 more. Over
3
an
more.
hour? Well, maybe yeah.
I'd pay for a round for the others, though.
I probably had 5 total.
Alright.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
we'd,
on par with
I'd
I
match
think
me
we
from
would all
Tinder. I'll be like, okay, I'm
Yeah,
okay.
shot
She
for shot.
can drink. She can drink. I can drink.
I think we would all take turns buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buying
Alright.
one for the
So
round.
I've
I'd say Rurik would put in for that as well, so we'll call it 4 gold all together, whoever. There'll be 5 rounds going around all throughout the course of it.
I'll buy one of
I've
those
already
rounds.
So,
Yep, same.
I will.
Alright, 4 gold.
I don't have gold anymore.
You
Oh,
are.
I got some you can share. I have some.
And so 1, 2, 3.
I don't pick pockets yet.
So Barrett, you
Yes.
will come up with 12 silver. Timdale, you will break even actually at 5 silver.
Nice.
Lucian, you will come out with 6 silver. Kushagra, so 3, so 12 silver. And Davina,
Was that gain or
you gain 12, yeah.
like including what I put in? I'm confused. So like
Discounting what you put in. So you put in and then you get back 12.
so net profit of 8.
Net profit of 8, there you go. Davina, you will break even, so you get your 3 silver back basically. Usk, you get 6 silver afterwards.
Yeah.
After
So we just drained this guy of all his money.
Well, you guys exchanged money too as well, and
Yeah.
kind of went around. Mostly drained him,
It's
I
his
guess.
money.
Yeah, to be honest.
It's that guy.
We'll say it's
As Rurik is getting relatively drunk towards the end of it, actually, and everyone else also, except for Jagra, who's not drinking, will make me Constitution saving throws to see how drunk you guys are as well. Because you're going to be drunk, but it's a matter of how drunk.
Shit.
dirty 20.
Okay. You're drunk, but you're keeping it together big time. You're like, holy fuck
91,
yeah.
baby.
That is a 3.
Oh, you're
I got a 13.
Mine's a 5.
shit-faced.
13. I'm probably
Okay, you're buzzed. You know, you're holding it together, but you're like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
This is some spicy water.
13.
13. You're about the same as Lucian. You're buzzed. Tyndale seems to be like relatively sober in every action, but she's actually really drunk.
High functioning.
Rourke's kind of like rolls the last dice and kind of like, hey, fuck, I'm out again. Got it creased in, hey. Pie on the fuck.
What did I tell you at the docks?
I don't remember, it was weeks ago.
You don't play dice with the devil.
Why? Hey, I certainly, you daft devils. He slams the dice on the table, kind of like, wanders over to the bar, and Tanda's just like, oh no, I don't believe it. They're going to give you any more tonight, and let me show you your way up the stairs, and kind of like winks over to you and gestures and helps him up the staircase as he is like stumbling back and forth and like, no, Rowan.
You got it!
You like hear him like it's like I misses a few steps. Oh, that's okay. You'll be fine. That'll probably leave a bruise. As he, it's probably like 1 or 2 in the morning at this point, since you guys have arrived there.
I think I should follow in our dwarven friend's footsteps and head into bed.
Try not to hit the wall while following his footsteps.
I will have more success then. And I will see you in the morning for our exploration of this island.
Hopefully not early.
Pick up my pack and head on upstairs.
I follow suit
Same.
with some water.
So it's just us 3 sitting at the table now?
Shall we make some more money? I like this idea, exchanging coin. What are your talents? Well, maybe we could perform a little show there, Parrot. Feeling rather confident.
Are there patrons around?
You are the only ones down there right now.
I will watch the show.
I don't believe I know what you're talking about.
Magic show, you know, I could do a little levitating act or something.
Are we taking this on the road, or are we entertaining Tyndale here?
This is when he'll notice nobody else is in the room. Oh, right. Back up. Next time.
I believe I'm pretty drunk.
And I believe I'm going to bed.
Yes, I believe it's time. Get back to my barn of hay.
Oh, I haven't even.
Oh, piggy.
Oh, Piggy, you're so fine. You're so fine.
Let's go. Shh.
Hey, Piggy.
So first up is Kushaga, who walks normally to his room and finds the jungle room and opens up the door, and it's very much as you more or less expect. There's a large bed in the center of the room. There's a large bed in the center of the room with I don't know what they're called, bed ends? Poles, anyway, that suspend towards the ceiling that have vines wrapped around them, and then the ceiling is about the same, where there's just plants all around.
Like rafters and ceiling.
Yeah, essentially. And then you see also kind of like a little nook with a small table and 2 chairs, a wash tub, and a very comfortable looking lounge sofa that's like stained in green and has kind of leaves up across the back and things like that. It's very cozy looking, warm.
I'm gonna start looking around. I'm just looking around, and I'm gonna try and find a place to hide the saber.
Okay, I'd say for the sake of it, we'll do an investigation.
I'm gonna search like under the couch. Let's see if I can like reach up and find like a resting spot.
Couch?
Maybe in the rafters, if I can find a suitable place that I think it won't be found. Creaky floor. I'm gonna check for the creaky floorboards. Anything that I can like pry up, hide there. Where else? Maybe under the wash tub.
Okay.
See, I'm trying to see if it's moved often. Like,
Whatever the best. We'll do an investigation to see how you would assess the situation to find the sneakiest spot.
Intelligence. 12.
Okay. I'll say for the 12, you find that probably better to whisper.
So it begins. The secret.
Wow.
Roll deception, Matt.
Yeah, you roll.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm gonna take out the saber, still rolled up and wrapped up and tied up, and put it under and put it in the hiding place, and
Okay.
make sure the door is locked,
Okay.
and go up in the big bed.
You get onto it. It's a waterbed.
Oh no, my claws! I'm gonna hang with all of my claws off the bed. So
As you put like one paw and just the whole thing just goes whoosh, and you're like, oh.
I can picture you just stuck to the wooden sideboards.
Yeah. I pictured like a big bed, just a cat just curled up in the
Curled up.
corner, you know?
maybe I'll wrap my hands so that I don't accidentally puncture it.
In the night, you have a really intense dream, and
Yeah.
Well, cats, just
They
like
need their stuff.
Yeah. Make bread.
Mexican biscuits.
Yeah, making biscuits. With your little toe.
Okay. So you curl up. Usk, you're in a plain room. Timdal, you're in a plain room.
I am.
Davina, you head into your torture chamber. The bed is a large plank of wood, basically, with a bunch of blankets kind of thrown over it that are all stained in like red, and it's meant to look like a bloody scenery, but it's just the printing, basically. There is again a wash tub, although it is like very iron cast, like rough looking around the edges with kind of like skull sculpted feet on it. There is a beautiful sofa that is just jet black. With like very sharp kind of edges around it, and a table and two chairs in kind of like another little nook there. And it is just all dark and black.
That's exactly
There's
what
like chains hanging from the ceilings, like jingling as you open the door.
Just like kind of walk over and like string the chain.
Along the wall, you see like 5 or 6 different whips.
Okay.
Take the whip.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don
And then
my
I-
wizard robe.
and then I curl up on the black couch.
Eventually,
I grab
pass
a blanket from the bed. And
Bed.
throw
Go
it
to the
on myself
couch.
on the couch. Yeah.
Okay. Barrett, as you walk in to this beautifully decorated bright red room with like hearts painted all over, left, right. Beautiful bed in the center with just like the draping kind of strung from between pole to pole. Beautifully made up bed with like a ton of cushions. It smells wonderful in there. It's incredibly beautiful. It also has a wash tub that is like rose stained in color and a beautiful kind of marble almost, with a table and 2 chairs and a love sofa that is shaped like a heart.
So,
I'm gonna sit on the couch and kind of just pick up my loot.
Okay.
And just start playing a little bit.
Bonk! It's a
Yeah.
drunk. Okay. Yep. And Lucian. As you open the door, you are immediately hit with the smell of manure and hay. As the floor is completely covered in hay, and you see like wooden stalks and things like that kind of nailed very haphazardly into the wall. In the center you see basically a huge pile of hay with like 4 poles around it and then like a blanket thrown over top it. That's basically just a big fur of some kind of creature. And a few pillows as well. There is also a sofa, but rather than being comfortable, it's made of just stiff wood with like 2 cushions on it. And then there's like a nice little nook with a table and 2 chairs that are very rugged wood. Like you can very visibly see that the 2 chairs, at least one leg is very short on each of them, and they're kind of like going to be awkward to sit in. And then there is also a wash tub that is just a nice brass color to it as well.
I will slowly start to take off my mask. Just
There's a dresser in each room as well.
take off my mask and just get a good whiff of the smell. And just, it's been far worse places I've slept before. Certainly not the best. I'll just make do and go into a lovely cross-legged sit, just on the hay, not anywhere near that. Or take the fur and sort of wrap it around me. But yeah,
Very
into
good.
this trance.
Eventually, though, you guys all drift off into sleep. You get a nice long rest.
Oh, yes. I'm like, oh, wait, do I?
I think you were exhausted. Yeah. Maybe.
But my HP.
Yes, because it might matter. So it is for long rests. You get your full hit dice, one full hit dice plus your con save or con bonus, excuse me, plus your level, and that's how many hit points you heal each long rest.
Okay, right. We
I'm
do
at
that
max.
just right.
So if your hit dice is 8, you get 8 max.
Yeah.
and
I would
then-
actually take any less damage from the fire, wouldn't I?
Yeah, everybody. So the max would have been, if you failed, it would have been 10. So everybody took 5, because I think everybody passed.
Yeah, but I would have taken less because I have.
Oh yeah, you would have resistance, so it would have been 2 then,
Okay.
rounded down.
So you get your hit dice, so 8 plus your con. Oh yeah. And so you're probably
And plus your
you're probably-
level, so
yeah,
2
you're probably
plus
full.
whatever it is.
I think at this point we're still maxing.
Yeah,
out.
most of you guys will be okay though.
It'll be effective.
I'm just being a ranger with my
D10s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's fair.
your D10. D8 as well.
Out of
A
this
lot of D8.
Yeah.
D12.
D12 barbarian.
Soft voice.
Someone's gotta have a thick skin around here.
Draw.
The gods.
Which actually is probably a good idea for just to take just a quick break right now before you guys wake up for the day. All right. So as we come back from our break,
The townsfolk.
as you guys are sleeping in your various rooms, in your
I
private
am
rooms,
very comfortable.
I am.
eventually, as you went to bed quite late, you find yourself blinking awake. I would say the first one to actually come up would be Kshagra, because you didn't actually drink last night. You had like a beer, maybe. But eventually the rest of you guys will wake up of your own power. Those of you who were very drunk, though, which was Davina, Barrett, I think it was just you two who were
I
not
was
holding
buzzed.
your liquor. You guys were buzzed. Everyone was drunk, but you guys were really drunk. I was rolling Constitution saving throws right there.
20.
Okay.
That's the
10.
Just
Yeah.
passed. Just passed.
Sleep.
You're feeling a little nauseous, but you're not. It's not going to put you back. You're like, oh god, the room is not spinning that much, but
If
it's
I
spinning
had
a
a
little bit.
nickel.
It's doing the tilt as you kind of like realize you've been curled up on the couch
Yeah.
for like
And
8
I'm
hours.
hugging a whip.
This is right now. So if I can be downstairs before everyone else,
Yeah, I would say easily. Yeah.
Is Atanda like manning the bar? Or is she
Let's see here. Is she going to be up awake and early? She's not there. As you come down the stairs, the bar is quiet. There's kind of that like stale air. You see the fuzz of like dust particles kind of floating across the air as you come down and creaking up the stairs. You're the only one up at the moment.
Can I like start breakfast or?
You can if you want to.
I think I'll just get some water first and sit down at a table.
Fair enough.
Take out my cards and start a morning routine.
Okay.
Just wait for the first person to come down.
I'll make my way up.
One by one, you guys.
Yeah, I'm probably around the same.
At some point, see the 3 dwarves come down as well. And then you also see Atanda eventually come down. They settle themselves up at a table on their own, away from you guys. And you see a little nod from Rurik that he tries to like hide from his. Hey. You see the red-haired female dwarf, and then the other like older with like the black bristled beard and kind of salty-looking face on him, kind of like snarl a little bit in your guys' direction before kind of like hunching himself into his shoulders and turning away from you guys. Eventually, Atanda does come down. She kind of like, oh, God, sorry, I must have overslept. It was a poor night.
Most of us are up even later. It's not too bad.
Sorry, I will get started on breakfast immediately. Assuming everyone is hungry.
Oh god, yes.
I need some.
Something greasy.
Hey, maybe I have some fresh ham.
Some fresh ham.
Oh, Biggie. Biggie, no.
You smell like not so fresh ham. Oh yeah, I guess
I
that's
wasn't gonna say
I'm
something.
gonna eat
Do you
them.
smell?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't sleep on them.
But you were in the room.
I mean,
Smell.
he smells a little bit like manure.
probably sitting next to
Lavender,
him.
probably.
Yeah.
There's like a little bit with floorboards.
Barrett smells like sweet lavender. You smell like a leather.
Sex.
Kushagra smells like damp,
Jungle cat.
wet jungle cat, pretty much, yeah.
And I smell disgusting like always.
Yeah, you have your natural musk.
Untamed.
saying, I still.
Usk's still soaked in blood unless you washed
Oh,
yourself.
dude, I'm still caked. Ew.
It's like chipping off, like dried ketchup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like accidentally walk back. Oh god.
Since you are like a lizard, it would feel like your skin would sort of peel as well as the layer beneath it, as you're like kind of flaking off chunks of dried blood as you walk. There's like a trail of dead skin that's crispy with red blood dried to it behind you. The bed is covered in it, yeah.
So how did everybody sleep not being on a ship for the first time in a long time?
I had a great time in my dungeon.
That's as good as I always do.
It's rather humbling today. Put it bluntly. I say I might be just the swell of the seas.
I was happy just to be by myself and sleeping in a bed.
Where shall we go first today? Shall we hit the fancier?
Sure.
Or, or do we need
don't need some
any
gloves.
supplies for hunting? Or
I feel we should get a. Well, we want to go to the church for,
Indeed.
but I feel like we should probably get a lay of the land before we rush into something that we.
Indeed.
I feel like we can't just go up asking about an arrested felon either.
I feel like
That
our best
belongs-
bet might be to ask around at the taverns to see if there might be somebody who may have seen something.
seen like what?
Why he got arrested?
Why he got arrested, if there was some mention of his name of sorts, or if there's any kind of bounty on him.
If he's still there?
If he's still there.
Did we check the stocks in front of the church?
Not yet.
Not yet.
There was an individual residing in them. Is there
We
not?
should go.
I think if he was a magician like yourself that trained you, stocks probably wouldn't be able to hold him too much.
Apparently there was a collar that they wrapped around his neck.
Kinky.
Indeed.
Church first?
Breakfast comes around eventually.
Let's go.
You guys are having this conversation as you dine away. Fresh ham, some eggs. She offers you guys a round of fresh milk as well if you're interested. It's a morning.
Fuck yeah. Probably my first time coming.
You're quite the hostess.
Oh, I worked hard to upgrade myself and very much appreciate it. How did everybody sleep?
I slept fantastic.
Ah, very good.
I can't complain.
It's rather homey.
Quite weary from our journey.
Well, will you be wanting to stay more than one night? If so, I offer weekly rates if you'd like to bunk up for a while.
I'd like to purchase my room in advance. I'm not sure how long I'll be here, but
Well, if you like, I can offer you a full week for money.
it's 2
For
gold,
this
2 gold per
much.
night, right?
Yes, 2 gold per night. Oh, the theme rooms don't go up for a weekly rate, just the plain rooms do actually.
Ah, but if you would like to rent the 2 plain rooms, I will offer you a discount at 5 gold per week.
I'm good for the.
But you understand, this is a place for lovers to rekindle, so I can only reserve the themed rooms on a daily basis.
They're more rented by the hour, probably.
So were the times before now. Not so much.
I feel that we just missed the golden age.
Golden age for profits, perhaps, but it's allowed me the flexibility to work towards a more subtle retirement. It was a very difficult lifestyle, especially with the increase of the nation's presence in military.
Was it their idea to rein back?
I was encouraged. The distraction from the remaining guards.
Oh, because it's your fault that they can't keep it in the pants.
So it would seem. However, it was at a convenient time for myself and allowed me to reflect on my long and
And now you
lonely life.
have a very lovely inn.
Well, thank you. I have worked hard for it to become so. So, now you are new to this port.
Do you recommend?
Well, you will likely need to find yourself some work, that is for certain. The guards do not look so fondly on those who are beggars or do not contribute to things, of course. My advice, looking at the lot of you, would be to inquire to the King's Guild. They are always looking for useful adventurers to do more difficult tasks than the guard or the army would boast upon. Although the guard has its perks, as it is a simple life.
Is there anything that's a little more neutral, if you know what I mean? Something that's not really Avondale?
She glances towards the table of the dwarves for a moment, and you see them kind of eavesdropping due to proximity. Straighten up a little bit. You notice them get a bit more attentive as she kind of like,
Well, it all depends.
and she will say in Thieves' Cant, if you're interested in helping, there are those of us who resist, though we are small. Can always use more to help.
Do you speak Thieves' Cant?
I do not.
So what does it sound
just-
like to the people who don't speak Thieves' Cant?
If you are looking for a place of refuge, the tea is always nicer in the morning than the night.
But we brought I guess I can have tea.
I'm not much of a tea drinker myself.
Oh, okay.
Your experts have.
Not a city.
I have been known to occasionally enjoy a cup of tea in the morning, and I look intensely at Atanda. Is there a tea shop in town? Somewhere I could inquire.
Not in town.
Sugar, I had no idea your fascination for tea was so extreme.
There is a place.
I like tea.
There is a.
I like the tea.
Hold on a second, I gotta get the right map out for.
I feel like he drinks chamomile. Chamomile.
There are some who reside within the Togo woods to our north,
Togo, as in
named after the god of the humans and the halflings. Yes. It is past the Four Lords Cemetery, on the way to the Fort George, but somewhere in the deeps of the woods is a place to get good tea. However, there are also those who have newly arrived who are looking to start some disruption of the local authority, of course.
We're having
Does she-
conversations.
is she like referencing anybody? Is she
Her
looking
eyes dart a
over
little
at
bit towards the trio of
dwarves?
dwarves.
Okay. I had a feeling they partook in tea drinking. We need to switch the subject of the Thieves'
Does
Cant.
he,
This is getting really obvious.
As you see Viet like step up in the chair, and he pushes his chair away from the table. The black-bearded, bristly, like older-looking dwarf male, he kind of like.
He ain't getting his money back. Sit back down.
What? What are you talking about?
Nothing. What?
Oh, bro.
Couldn't help but overhear you there, Mr. Catman.
Sure.
Keep up the day.
What can I do for you?
I'm not entirely sure where to start, to be honest. We've only just arrived. However,
We've an agreement there with Miss Atanda for safe refuge here, as long as we don't draw any attention to ourselves in our wrongdoings. However, we need to know what the layabout is, where we can begin to disrupt this establishment.
I believe I missed an entirely different conversation. What?
See?
That's what I thought we were talking
These
about.
are, he'll say in Thieves' Cant for this part. These are friends of yours?
Yes, these are my acquaintances. They,
Not friends here.
well, we're friends. To him in Thieves' Cant, I'll just say they're not a part of the guild, but I trust them. On the surface, at least.
Well, if they're useful for us, perhaps we can help one another.
They're definitely interested in discretion.
That's the name of the game.
Discretion isn't really.
So we had discreet.
But anyway, you are
A
game.
couple of people are.
Deception, yes. Discretion, no.
What is your name, sir? Yes.
Stretches out his hand and kind of like snorts a little bit of snot.
Name's Viet Kodor.
Yeah. Destruction. Deception.
Kodor.
Hold on.
Oh, we're good at deception.
We
Disguise.
hail from Rodolph.
Rodolphians. I'm from Ortho, so not far off.
I haven't been there myself, but
Like the car of Fiat?
Veit.
Yeah, Vietnam.
Yeah, right? Yeah,
Vietnam
like
was
Vietnam.
last.
It's,
Bordeaux?
Cordo?
Codal.
Oh,
Kodal.
Bordeaux. My bad. Codal.
well, before we can, of course, get started,
He'll begin in normal conversation, kind of look around, and Atanda's like,
again, it would be best to have these conversations a little more privately, and you are in appropriate quarters right now, but just be aware. Aye. Of course. Be sure to not draw any attention to you there, my love. By the way, your sister, she not arrived last night? No. Sofra did not show up the evening. Probably busy and herself with some of the shipworks, I'd imagine.
Something to look into.
I will make it a point to make sure that she is safe and well when we return back to the docks.
Can you get
Oh,
his riches?
If you could see that she might be at her ship.
Of course.
I have to keep an eye on the things here. Well, we're looking to do a few things. Once we get situated and settled. First, to establish who's in charge around here. You're just like, funny. We shall see. Once we get settled, though, we need to start destabilizing the city by perhaps spreading a few rumors, committing burglaries, destruction of property, public, private, disturb the population, stretch the guard thin. The more crime, the more thin the law will be spread. Citizens will eventually turn, and the more we can turn, the more we can use to overthrow. Once we can destabilize things, me and us three will be heading over to Heart Keep, as past the Hunter's Woods. Be far east from here. To rendezvous and head back to Rodolph with reports. All depends on our success and if we, of course, live.
Of course. Yet, when is this rendezvous set to take place?
Oh, we'll be having to send some messages once we arrive. It's all a bit floating in the air, as you can understand. No certainty for certain.
Do you have a network or an ability to send messages?
I know
away
what we're
from
talking about now.
Thank you for the welcoming to the party there, Barrett.
Even I knew.
I am trying to get a message
Well,
back
that's the
to
attention.
what was the island called that we were on?
The Lonesome Island.
The Lonesome Island. Yes.
Not for
Not the Lonely Island.
Nay.
But we were on a boat.
Well, we were able to contact Zovra
sister here, Atanda, through our sources. Atanda kind of comes over. Oh my god, I just totally had a dry throat. Yes, I like to use these. One moment, I will come back and show you. She goes upstairs for a few minutes and comes back down, and she has a rock in her hand, basically, with kind of an emblem, carved into it.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
These are the sending stone, I believe they are called. And I can use this to speak with another when they are present, of course, to send messages. And it is how we are able to communicate and arrange these meetings.
May I ask, who is on the other end of this? Who holds the other stone?
That is the Thieves Guild. I don't deal in names, generally speaking, as you can imagine, especially with the church having such a close presence here in the guild, in the city. If I were ever to be questioned, less knowledge is always better for me, especially, and for others. But it goes to Rodolphe.
Maybe they could get a message to the Lonely Island.
Lonesome.
Oh, perhaps the Lonesome Island. Just off the coast, yes. Not many living out there, but many do visit. If you like, I can do my best and send forth a message through the guild, of course.
I might take you up on this offer, but I will refrain for now. Thank you for sharing this information with us, though. This is a valuable asset to have access to. This is more politics than I was expecting for today. Does anyone here have any alliances that I should know about on the mainland of Mora?
And I have no friend there.
Same. Not that I remember anyway.
He's here.
I know some Selga orcs.
You have alliances to Selga?
Orcs, you say?
Orc.
That might come in handy. There is a war amongst the others. Here on the land of Mora. This is, of course, private information, though, if you understand. And she's kind of like rubbing her fingers together.
That means she wants us to pay.
Pay for the information.
This one is very clever.
Thank you.
Into his head.
Ushagar does pay for information that he requires, but it's not something I wish to press you for down here.
Well, it is on the table if should you require it. Yet it will not impact our work here, I do not expect. The army has things well under control, is my understanding from recent sources.
So what next?
So, are we ready to head out?
I believe so.
Breakfast is 8.
Inspect the docks. Not the docks, the stocks. That's the other one.
The stocks at the docks.
The stocks at the
As you guys are finishing up, Viet's kind of like, well, let me know if you're interested in helping out. We'll be here for... You can find us here. Assistance. Shall see, perhaps. We'll accomplish what we can.
Before I leave, did my room have a window? Or is it windowless?
I would say each room has its own window for the sake of, airing things out. Or keeping the air in some cases.
And where does my window face?
Let's see here. I would say... take a little mini peek here at my brain. Think a second. So, the Faded Breast is a standing own. There's no literally adjacent buildings, so I would say yours faces towards the dock. Like you can see over a few smaller homes below it, but as the morning air, like you would possibly look through it, but it would be facing northwest.
Just before we leave, I'd like to pull Tanda aside. Say, just in common. I am aware that you wish to reserve these special rooms for daily purchase, but perhaps with enough of a donation, I could secure this room for the next week.
Well, if you are willing to pay in advance, of course.
Put 20 gold down on the table.
You have 21. My God.
Kind of winks at you. This will suffice. I will keep the doors locked for you.
Dispersion is my main concern here.
I'm
sure you are used to such requests.
Very much so.
Be a sugar mama.
Okay. Biggie mama.
I definitely did lock the door behind me on the way out.
Come on.
I would like to also request
Come on, little piggy, as you're holding on
no room
to him.
service, no entry by anyone
Oh,
for the duration of this.
You can bring him a
next
collar
week.
from your room.
well, this will be no stress on my part. Should you require any fresh linen, please just let me know.
I will.
And if you would like the tub refilled, also, do not hesitate.
Thank you very much, Tom. You've been most gracious host.
Oh, my pleasure. Enjoy your morning. And she goes and starts cleaning things up. And
We're still barreling.
she'll collect the keys from the other rooms, though.
What's that?
She'll collect everyone's keys, though, from all the other rooms.
Yeah. Not much of it.
I have everything with me.
I'll have my daggers with me and my gold, but my backpack and everything is left in the room.
Did we pay? We didn't reserve those rooms, so did we? Right. Okay. Yeah.
No.
So I have everything with me then,
The plain rooms are the only ones that are
but not reserved.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys can, rent those through a week through normal means, or you can grease wheels and try and,
No, I just wanted to make sure. That's all.
but yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you for your stay, and hopefully we'll see you again.
More than likely.
How did you have 9 gold? You're a bloody lizard.
He's a mercenary.
Damn it.
That lizard works for his money.
Works for money.
It's first.
He eats his money.
So let's see, it's probably,
Part of the job.
I'd say after breakfast, about 11 a.m.
Walk out. Oh.
Oh, come now, Barrett. You drank yourself
See what the weather's
sleep
like.
before.
Yeah, the sun always
Cloudy
sucks
and nice.
when you get out in the morning.
Warm.
Do I look like a daytime person?
You're like, no? Yeah, eyes are just still blinking.
Right.
So where to?
Okay, the church. Let's check out the stocks. It's fine.
Come now.
Let's inquire about the father of Mr. Lucian.
Yes. I have to know if it's him or not.
So you guys travel back. I suppose it's not too terrible for me to show you guys what you've seen thus far.
Ooh! Map!
Wow.
Oh my god, love it.
Oh my gosh.
The King's Guild.
So it would be the Church of Togo is where you guys are heading right now.
It's like bread, bakery.
As you guys walk down the streets, and you see guards, civilians, it is a normal city. Again, the population of most nation cities is primarily human, halfling, some dwarf, some gnome. The population here is largely human. There is, at least in the city so far, that
We
you've
stick
seen.
out like a sore thumb.
As you guys walk the streets, you are getting a lot of looks from things.
Mascot.
Walnuts.
So good. I'm just rolling things. Sorry about that.
Just rolling the fish
I'm being pretty blatant right now. I know that they're. I guess I'll tell this to you guys. I'm aware of someone looking for me in the heart. No, I know, Barrett, you told me there was a dwarf asking certain questions about me.
Yeah, when we were at the Lonesome Island.
Yes. I feel that the influence of whoever was looking for me is probably extending here as well. We should all be careful.
Careful is my middle name.
Do not assume because we are so far from home that the influences of the continent cannot reach us here.
Indeed. Running from my own life.
Tyndale, I have to ask again. You did not say anything when I asked about our affiliations. Do you belong to one side or the other of this political battle?
Just me, myself, and I.
See, I get her.
I'm very alone.
Not even
It's alright.
a moment.
We have,
So as you guys are walking the streets, you hear a few of the guards as they pass by on their patrols, kind of like, "Oh, that's a big one. I've never seen one that tall before. Oh yeah, lizard boy. Who's your master?" There's like 2 or 3 of them kind of like walk around you.
No.
You don't.
Are you in charge of this one then?
There's 3 of them.
There's 3 guards. There's like a few standing nearby, but you guys are on your way towards the keep where there's a fairly heavy, large presence. You can hear, also it's during the day now, so you can hear the kind of like tink, tink from a nearby blacksmith echoing through the air as well. As people are kind of passing around and you kind of... You guys are carrying on, or are you stopping for this?
I will give them a sideways glance, but I'm not stopping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ah! Stupid creatures. They can carry on with what they're doing.
Just gonna hold them a little bit.
Can I recognize their faces? Can I just implement that into breath memory?
Imprint
Oh, yeah.
that shit.
Then
I know.
Easy
Faces
enough.
are really
Easy enough.
hard.
Kill the human guard.
I'd say that's easy enough to be like,
Typical fuck.
Number
Ugly
marked,
one, ugly or
marked,
Human guard.
marked.
Real fucking ugly one. Guards must get 3 guards on ship.
You overhear them afterwards. Can't believe he wasn't even on a leash.
Put you
This
on
is
a
gonna
leash.
get big by the end of this.
Wasn't even on a leash.
Put you on a leash.
Can't seem this far around. As you guys eventually make your way towards the church, though, out,
Yes.
you see the stalks, and there is still an individual just hanging in the stalks. He looks fairly weak, gangly, not in a healthy order. Torn clothes, dirty feet, hands stained from weather, mud.
Are there any guards?
As it hasn't rained last night, the ground is dried for the morning. There are definitely guards around, yeah. There's, around where the church is the front gate to the keep, where there is a fairly heavy guard presence. You're in proximity of the towers, walls. Outside the church itself, there are no guards, around the bulletin board and the main entrance of the church, but there are patrols that are kind of walking the streets.
Is there anybody is there anybody actually watching the prisoner in the stocks?
Nope.
No?
Nobody literally looking at him.
Right.
There's
Human
people
guards
within 30 to 40 feet, though. There'll be some guards.
Yeah. Human or elf ears?
Can we tell what kind of creature or human or...
As you guys, how close do you want to get?
Close up to see.
without raising a alarm?
Yeah, I feel like all 6 of us watching out there.
Yeah. How close do you guys want to get?
Well, I was holding Lucian's hand, so as you step forward, I'm gonna let go, and I'll kind of skip back.
I'll walk up with Lucian.
Pour out a little bit of from my water skin. Just give him a little water.
Hold on. I thought it was somewhere, but it's not.
Or looked like I'm about to give him, but just
Well,
trying to get a little bit closer.
Here it is. Don't know why that's in a different area, but it is. So as you guys get close enough, you see the figure is clearly humanoid. Poor looking, weathered again, like very faded crop of hair on the top of the head that's balding. Just slumped down, lifeless almost. I mean, not dead, but standing.
Like the hair.
Very debilitated looking, very gangly.
I'd like to keep my focus on the guards around us and make sure no
Your
one's
dad
paying
human
attention to
or-
us. Or if they do, I want to react. So that'd be a good shot around.
Okay, so you guys are keeping an eye.
Yeah.
You're going up to this individual.
Yes. I'd like to. Yeah. Go up to this individual just to see if any kind of distinguishing marks or anything like that about that I might recognize as a certain.
Roll me perception.
Yes. Perception. 6. I'm definitely blinded by the sight of this door.
He certainly doesn't look familiar. As you get closer and you see like the worn skin around where the hands are stalked in, kind of reddening around it, very dirty blackened feet and knees and legs that are thin and down to the skeleton almost. It doesn't look great.
I'll just
does look
speak
human.
in Elven. Gaius is
Eh?
that.
Who's that? Who's that? Please, sir. Sir Walter, sir.
Just pour a bit of. I'll look around. Pour a little water for my water skin.
Oh, bless you, sir. Bless you. May the full Lord smile on you, sir.
Perhaps for being this.
Oh, laziness, sir.
Laziness?
I don't work. It is my only crime.
You got to be joking.
It's a felony not to work.
As a man who enjoys his leisure, that's...
Barrett, you're screwed.
I know.
May as well just chain you up now.
Once I'm old enough, I'll be of eligible age to not work, but until then, this is stocks for me.
So you refuse to work?
That's right, ma'am.
Can't work or won't work?
Yes.
Bit of both, I think.
Well, if you can't work, you can't work.
Why can't you work?
Mostly because I don't want to.
Right.
What is your name?
Hold on. Everybody just calls me Lazy Harry.
Lazy Harry.
How long have you been here, Lazy Harry?
I was born here, dear. I was born here, my dear.
In the stocks.
No, in the stocks I've been here about 15 days now. 14 days. 13 days. Maybe 15 days.
For about 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
How long are you in the stocks for?
Well, before this...
Oh, this is a regular occurrence for you.
Oh, yeah, I usually get caught afterwards not working after a few days and they put me back in. They don't let me go in the prison no more because it's nice and warm in there comparatively.
It's your job not to get caught to not do a job.
Well, that's exactly right.
Sounds like a job to me. They should release you.
People are kind enough to keep me in some shelter. Have got any food on you?
Oh, not all me, no. Just had breakfast.
Oh. I hope it was lovely, sir.
Do you know where the jail is? Seemingly you've been there many times now.
Oh, it's up there in the castle, sir.
In the castle.
Yes. Down in through the barracks is... Go into the courtyard, that's where they always drag you into there.
They
It's the key.
have visitors. Or
Or maybe those who are important enough, but generally speaking, no. I've never had no visitors, nobody's cared about old Lazy Harry. Just enough to keep me afloat. I should be out these stocks in a few days, I'd expect.
No, you keep your spirits up.
What day is it today, then?
Sunday.
4th Sunday.
Oh, just another week then, eh? Ha, I can do it. Done it before.
You got this.
Sure you don't have any bite to eat for old Lazy Harry, do you?
Have a ration for
Oh, if you could, sir, be so kind.
certainly give you a ration.
You're gonna feed him for a minute or two?
Feed him for a minute, yeah.
Okay.
That is
Do a point of inspiration for feeding Lazy Harry.
That's so nice.
It takes about 5 or 10 minutes for him to consume the entirety of the rations.
It's a
kinda
point of inspiration.
So you get, if I give you inspiration, it's very rare. It is basically a reroll of a dice
Okay.
that you can use whenever you like. Once you use it, it's gone, but you can only have one at a
Is it
time.
a specific dice, or can you just reroll any dice?
I think it is quite specific. It's for like ability checks,
Attack rolls.
save rolls, attack rolls.
So anything with a D20?
Basically any d20 roll, yeah.
Typically, inspiration's given out for like things that are so in character. It's like casual that you feel like.
They're a rare occurrence for me as a DM for the most part because they're very powerful.
Okay.
But there are certain things. Thank you very kindly, sir. I do much appreciate that. That'll get me through this next couple of days.
For God's sake, man, find someone. It's not that all hard. Maybe they could call you hardworking.
Doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
Had unworking.
Well, I could think that maybe they just called me Harry and give me what they don't need,
An
right?
idea for it. Why don't you set up a little booth, being perfectly still, being this man of stature, chance.
How would I make money doing that, sir?
It's a job. It's
Entertainment.
Indeed. How perfectly still could you be?
The entertainment.
Harry the Entertainer.
Do you think they wouldn't put me in the stocks for something just standing?
If you can get a crowd, I'm sure this man can strum up a crowd and you take him away with your stillness.
Well, it's a bit different for me. I don't look so fancy.
How many people do
Oh, we gotta buy this guy an outfit.
You're still wearing your purple.
You can wear my clown outfit.
Oh no, I'm not wearing my
Your unicorn.
Side quest.
my unitard
Yeah, your
anymore.
clown outfit.
You've got an outfit for you, I do believe.
Oh, for Harry?
For Harry. It's a bit of a hand-me-down. But we'll get something.
From afar, so you can give him a
Yeah.
outfit.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm not in the order to receive any sort of garments.
When you're out, pretty easy to spot.
Well, maybe that would brighten my spirits. I'll try it out, I suppose, if you believe it will work.
Worth a shot.
Oh, you've been far too kind to old Harry.
Good man, Harry.
Oh,
You're a wizard, Harry.
oh, I wouldn't want to be no wizard, sir. They clap those wizards up when they find them.
Do they now?
Lovely.
Lovely.
Good to know.
Do they have a special holding cell for the wizards in question?
Oh no, I don't believe they hold them, sir. It'd be hard for them to do that. Usually put them to the... Remember ways back?
Did you see of any man that came recently that was put in stocks for magic use? Or put in jails for magic use?
Oh, I saw a man get arrested about a week ago for what some folk were saying he was doing spells. Another one, very time ago, came through here. Bit older looking. All dressed in grey, if I recall.
Grey.
Haven't seen him for a long time, though. I imagine they got him too. A few years back, that was.
A few years ago, that was.
Oh, yeah.
And the other man, the more recent man, that was only a couple days ago, yes. A couple weeks ago.
Oh, maybe a week, 2 weeks. He'd been here a long time. Very kind to me, actually.
Is he elven? Look.
Well, he did tell me that I wasn't supposed to say nothing to no one.
I'm a good man, I will not say a word.
But you've been kind to myself. He was an elven man, yes. Was trying to hide himself, though, he was. Sometimes he would look different, but when he came at night, he would be himself. Told me to keep my chin up.
Was he blue skin by any chance?
No, pale skin. Not as pale as yours, then.
I don't like the sun.
She burns easy.
You telling me? It's like crispy hands, like so bad.
Like,
There ain't a lot of shelter where he's at right now.
Guys, this thing.
As you guys are keeping note of the guards,
Don't know how
you guys are having a fairly long engagement with them. There
My father
are several that are watching, but they're not doing
my
anything.
biological father.
This is a
No,
normal
I figured
thing.
that.
Yeah.
It's a
Is he a
Yeah, they're,
LVD?
you know, he's in the he's
Does no
regarding,
sense like the ones we would have seen on the ship, or
relying on the kindness
like,
of others to keep him alive.
He's not like me. He's like
If the
looks
community
like
wants you to live,
but
you'll live.
He does not follow the
No,
barbaric.
not. Wasn't a student.
Shall we continue into the church?
I do believe so.
As you're walking back, I
Maybe-
kind of like give you like the, like, what's it him kind of look.
It was not him, no. But I do believe this man that he said he saw. I think we are close, but we have to get into that. The key jail cell and find out where they are keeping that man that they arrested for magic use.
Are you comfortable entering an establishment such as this church?
Is there a reason for us to go inside?
Togo has no affiliation with the looks of Lyra, but
Being hunted by my own kind, I have no ties to know.
should be cautious.
Not really my forte.
I want to go take a look at this bulletin board.
Okay. As you kind of wander up to it. So there, by the entrance, this wooden bulletin board with a number of job postings and general messages for the community. Listed amongst more personal messages are the following, though. Number one is King's Guild members wanted, seeking strong, brave, and intelligent individuals to join. Apply within, ask for Delrid. Second one, Delrid. Delrid. Second one, need more woodcutters. Punker Gobble of the Lumberyard.
Bunker Gobble?
It's just an exclamation point after need more woodcutters. And third one is looking to rekindle your love? Question mark. Come stay at the Faded Breast Inn. There's another one that's kind of
that one.
very bold, fanciful print. It said best drinks in town, fairest rooms, hunters, Burning Hunter's Lodge. Another one that is more formal looking, with kind of insignia of sort of the nation atop it. It says, mine closed due to unsafe conditions, will reopen when safety standards are met. Thank you for your patience, Baron Albus Ennius. And the last one is public reminder, Drowner's Beach is off limits for your safety. Please abide by the laws and refrain from visiting this area. If you know of anyone visiting this area, please report them to the authorities.
Beach?
Drowner's Beach, it's
I would
called.
say it's closed.
I wonder how it got its name.
Right.
That raises suspicion.
sounds like
Baron
some feeding
Albus?
grounds, but
Albus Ennius, so
Ennius.
A-L-B-U-S. Ennius is E-N-N-I-U-S. Baron.
And it was Hunger Gobble at the what?
It just says Punker Gobble of the Lumberyard.
Of the lumberyard.
Lumberyard.
Hey,
Need more woodcutters?
Yep.
Need more woodcutters!
Exclamation
Exclamation point.
more woodcutters.
Oh, wood.
More wood Punker Gobble?
Punker Gobble.
Oh, Bunker Gobble?
Punker, first name. Gobble, last name.
Breaker Bible.
That is 100% a goblin.
Burger Goblin.
Punker Goblin. He's a goblin.
Punker is his name, Goblin is his trade. Punker Gobble.
I'm a
First name crap. Last name peck.
How'd you get in here? And who are you? I'm a locksmith, and I'm a locksmith.
So that is amongst a couple of other personal messages, the bulk of what's on the bulletin board.
So we are by the church.
Yeah, you guys are right out front here.
Hang them or
Not necessarily. These are,
display of it.
you know, Not exactly what it is, but fairly close.
Perhaps we should pay our dues. Can I tell who the statues are depicting?
Roll me a religion check.
Religion.
I feel like I recognize the one with the hammer, but not the sight.
Sight.
Well, sight. It's hammer and sight.
Die sucks.
God, Sean.
That's just +2. So 8 and then 20.
They look like human men.
Outside is
Most of the time, when you find a church in the nation of Avondale, it's depicting one of the four lords. You would guess that this is Togo, based on the fact that he's human.
Yeah.
But it could be anyone, really. Just a human-looking guy with a hammer, and
maybe
one
Rodon?
one on the other side has a scythe.
Is Rodon the... I'll ask somebody in the church.
Yeah, Rodon is dragon lord.
Let's go into the church.
You guys are going into the church?
Pay our dues.
Sure.
Okay.
Indeed.
So as you kind of push open the big heavy doors, see on either side of the church lined are 3 large glass windows. Inside the church are stone bowls upon either side with small pools of water as you walk in for washing.
I'm not gonna burn my step in here.
There's a large stone floor of triangular pattern stretching the length of this open hall, and above are chandeliers lit with the magic bulbs that are lighting with just pure white light that are hung by chains between the steep framing of the roof above. At the end of the hall, an elevated platform holds 5 altars, each of which you can see from here holds a very thick book upon it that's open on each one of them. Behind the altars, a massive statue of Togo stands with a hammer held touching the ground between his legs. As he stands, he places his hands on the handle and looking upon basically the whole hall as his eyes just stare down the center of it. In the far right corner, you see a staircase that leads beyond that looks to be winding upward.
Do we see any people?
Good call, actually. There are people in here. So there are, you see 2 human males and 2 human females, and then you also see an elderly human male who kind of shuffles his way down the hallway. The other 4 are at each one of the books, just kind of looking over the pages and seem to be not paying attention. But the older one kind of looks up as you guys enter and begins to saunter, sort of shuffle down laboringly, as he has a cleanly shaven head and face with very white eyebrows that only have the hair on the outside of the edges, and the steely blue eyes are the first thing that you see. His face is very narrow and cheekbones are very high and near to his eyes. He is fragile looking in frame, but seems strong and healthy by some manner, at least the way that he holds himself up, or tries to. As he kind of approaches you guys. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Church of the Arm. How may I be of service for you today and pay worship to the four lords?
To town and figured we would check the place out.
Well, you must find work then. Please address the attention to the bulletin board outside.
Made note.
Yes.
You are a very peculiar bunch.
Stuck together, I believe.
You are worshippers of the faith?
Yes.
I do not follow the faith of the four lords, but I respect the church and what it does for the people.
Mm-hmm. What he said.
I'm biting my tongue.
Are there other places of worship in this port city?
Heavens, no.
Of course not.
There is only Togo and the other 3 lords. Here we value him most. Are you looking for salvation or work today?
Just passing through. Thought we'd say hello.
I was hoping to inquire if you would be able to provide a service for me.
Perhaps, my child, if you are willing to donate to the church.
Naturally. I was hoping that you had some sort of connection to the rest of the church on the mainland of Mora. I wish to send a message. I've been struggling to find somebody who can make this happen for me.
There is no message other than the message of the Lord. They speak with us and through all of us.
I think we have better
Through
luck
our
if we're
faith.
on the water.
Well, thank you for these kind words. May Togo be with you. Back up.
Very well, my child.
May I ask what work you have to offer?
Whatever is posted, if you are looking to join the service, of course. I am full at the moment of new sages. But perhaps come back in time and maybe an opening will arise.
See, like, two of the four just kind of look up for a second and then, like, go back down to their books. Glances over.
Always keeping them on their toes.
Are you interested in joining the Faith of the Arm?
It's like I'm looking for work, but I should keep my options open as I need a job right at this moment.
Did not roll a very good perception. Oh yeah, he's +3.
The symbol around your neck. This is the symbol of the death.
It is.
But very unusual. Is this your area of expertise, by
It's
chance?
the grave. That's my specialty.
That gift of Homer going into the bushes. That's how I feel right now.
Like the kid whose parents dragged
Totally,
him to church.
totally.
Yeah.
I'm actively biting my
I'll buy you an ice cream if you
not
give
to,
it to me.
To do anything you're saying.
not to say anything that I.
Tail switching.
Perhaps
Yeah.
your work would be best used more at the Four Lords Cemetery. You will find it on the way to Fort George.
Thank you for your recommendation.
Yes, speak with the gravekeeper there if you are looking to ease the restful dead.
And what is this gravekeeper's name? May I ask?
I have forgotten.
Hold on a second.
Old gravy.
Gravekeeper Gary. When in doubt, use alliteration.
Here we are.
Gravy train.
His name is William Wilm.
William Wilm.
William Wilm.
Okay.
WHILM.
I will look into that. Thank you for your
Good feedback.
recommendation.
William Wilm.
Can't even do it.
Of course, my child. Blessing of Togo to be upon you. Up. It is time for the next bell.
As he calls out to one of his minions.
I'm into it. Need a bell ringer?
Madris,
Yeah, exactly.
would you be so kind?
As you see one of the females kind of go up the staircase and climbs the ladder.
Very good.
What time would it be? 12, I guess, by this point?
Yeah.
So it'll be fourth bell, I guess. As you guys are standing there very uncomfortably in front of this old withered man, you hear the kind of like dong, 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 dong.
It's tuning.
Bye.
Tiana, may I take a look at the books? Right.
Roll me a persuasion check.
First rolling good, so
must go read the church's book.
Oh God, natural.
You ain't reading nothing.
Nope.
Perhaps,
read.
if you are willing to make more worship and patronage, we will allow you to scan the books, my child.
Alright. We can come back.
Blessings be upon you.
And he begins, slowly turns and then shuffles towards the altars, and you see a pot in front of each one where he just kind of dink, puts it down in.
Can I kind of scan through the books to see if anything?
Are you walking behind him as he kind of puts his arm out?
Oh no, you are not ready to receive this learnings.
It's called learning.
Learning.
I'm a call that.
These books hold all of the hard work and labors of our beautiful citizens of the First Fire Port. Within these pages hold all of their hard doings, and their efforts and their wishes.
Sounds very potent.
Very much so.
For which each one, Togo blesses those that work very hard.
I'm tugging on your
Yes.
That I
It was time to go.
Yes.
I'm just glare at it.
We'll come back. There are plenty of other books.
No.
Well,
Please,
Indeed.
stay as long as you would like if you
Bye,
like to
you
worship, but do so in the quiet.
No, thank
He
you.
walks up to his altar and begins to flip through the pages. You guys are leaving?
Yeah.
Very happy to.
That was awful. That was awful.
Brain is angry.
That was awful.
What are your thoughts? Should we get next?
Does anybody wish to do any shopping in town while we're here?
Should probably look for some gloves. The fancy.
I would like some new clothes as well.
Yes, indeed.
These threads have grown tired over their journey.
Indeed. Just a little freshening up.
So if you guys would like
crawling
to
out of a grave. So.
Fancy Frenzies!
heading to Fancy Francia's first.
Possibly the blacksmith.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be walking past the blacksmith as you do, if you'd like. As you see a two-story stone structure with large chimney on the roof, billowing smoke out of the top. A large smelter juts out from one side of this stone case around it. You can kind of feel the heat as you walk through the street. Nice. And there's a forge outside that's covered by a wooden canopy built into the side of the main building. A wooden door marks the entrance that's near to that outdoor forge. Inside is different, of course, so you're not inside. Are you going in? Or just
To the
walking?
blacksmith? I think we're walking past.
I feel drawn.
I'm going to. We can split up. We can
I feel drawn.
do the blacksmith and
I'm gonna check out the blacksmith.
So going in,
Francis.
going to Francia's.
I'll go to Francis as well.
Blacksmith.
Do you want to go to Francis?
Francia's.
I'm going to Francis, so we have three going to Francis.
Okay, so-
okay.
Yeah.
Blacksmith?
Barrett, Usk, and Tyndale are going to the blacksmith.
Blacksmith.
Alright, so we'll do that first. So as you walk towards the entrance and you push open the door and inside, there's a second forge, which is much nicer looking than the outdoor forge. There are barrels and crates that fill the walls around the room as you enter. There's a small counter near to the door as you enter as well, where weapons and armor hang upon the walls or are on small racks around the area on display. And then there's a small staircase that seems to lead upward as well. As you look in and you see a few individuals in there, but you see a human male who's very young, a female dwarf who's kind of long, dark red hair that's braided tightly to her scalp. And you see another male dwarf who looks a little bit older with dark brown hair that's cut short and kind of into the front, basically. And this very thin, small human who's very young, maybe early 20s, with blonde hair that's tied into a ponytail. And then you see a bald man with kind of a chin-strap beard that is trimmed very tidily to his face. His brow is completely bare. as his eyebrows have been long singed off over years over the forge. His arms very strong and short for his size, and thick, rounded body that stands shorter than most men. As you guys enter Spirit, Timdale, and Uz, kind of like, afternoon.
How's it going?
Strange acquaintances. Are you with the army?
No. I'm with the me.
Well, get lost then.
Aren't you? Don't you sell your wares?
To those friendly to the nation, of course.
I mean, we didn't say we were unfriendly to the nation. We just said that we weren't a part of the army. We just got off the ship.
New arrivals. Are you looking to help out then?
We're looking to see what our options are.
Looks you over. Roll me persuasion check.
Persuasive.
So bad.
11.
I suppose, what are you looking for?
No, I'm looking to essentially just get my sword kind of get my sword
Service.
cleaned up.
Pass it over. Let me see this.
Pull up my
Kind of wipes
my
his
rapier
brow.
and hand it over.
Is this the dwarf talking to us or the older human male?
This is the human male with the bald head. Everyone else in there is working along but keeping themselves silent.
Should have known. I should have known.
Looks it over. Oh wait, this is actually more of a other thing.
Been with me for many of years. I'm just looking to get it touched up.
So it's a rapier. This will require some math. Hold on. It's 25. Fix it up there. By the end of the day, I could sharpen her up for 10 gold.
Go any lower?
I could, but I'm not gonna for you guys.
I respect that. It's fair.
While this conversation is happening, is there someone actively like working?
Oh yeah,
on
the other three are working currently.
stuff? Okay, I'm just can I see them like
Stare at them.
That's just staring at them.
Okay, so the human male who's younger, with blonde hair, very striking features and kind of high vaulting eyebrows and green eyes that point up. He looks like he understands what he's doing quite well, actually, to be honest, as he kind of glances you over and gives you a bit of a
Looking
nod.
at his like what? I'm not looking at him like I'm looking at the work that's being
Oh, okay.
done.
I'll say for the sake of it, he's probably just hammering away at loose iron and things like that. Haven't really been formed into anything quite yet.
Red hot.
Yeah, just kind of.
I'm into it. It's cool. Just looking.
Okay, just
In a
browsing.
trance almost. Yeah, exactly.
It's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Sparks.
Exactly.
Yeah, they seem to be like one of them is doing one part, the next pass it off to the next one to do the next part.
Right,
kind
can
of
like
a thing.
comprehend like what's happening between the two of them, like what they're making. Can I figure
you
out what they're
see
making?
the male dwarf who has like dark brown, red hair, kind of gives you a little bit of a nod as he's working away at a big plate of armor in front of him, just
I
kind
don't
of
know
hammering
that.
out dents. Yeah, looks like he's shaping a big piece of armor for purposes later on. It's far from being finished at this point, but as he's shaping it along. You do see as well, roll me a perception check for other things that you might notice, though.
It's an 18.
Okay. So you notice some of the armor looks quite weird to you, as some of the display armor that's on the walls. It has this kind of green, strange color to it. You see a half plate, you see a scale mail, and you see a splint of this kind of green coloration to it.
There's no, if I remember
the
this
ore.
correctly, there's a specific steel that's
Right.
original to Mora.
Yeah.
Can I do
Roll me a history
that?
check.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I do your proficiency for the sake of it?
Proficiency, okay.
In case
So
you don't-
I'm rolling for both, basically.
I guess you would add your proficiency if you're proficient with it, sorry. So just
I'm
history.
proficient with no +3 regardless. Oh, sorry, never mind. That's not true. It's a 5.
Okay.
Needed it. 12.
12.
Yeah.
You've heard of something that, like, you've never seen it before, but you've definitely heard of people talk about something called green rock. It's supposedly a substance that has only ever been found in the heart of Mora, and it's said to be a very strong, sturdy metal that is, well, it can be converted into a metal that can be forged into armor. It's supposed to be quite a bit lighter than other metals like steel and iron and what have you. So
It's lighter.
quite a bit lighter.
Proficient with light armor can wear heavy armor.
It may or may not work quite like that. It's more that it's, I guess lighter isn't the right word. It's more that it's like a softer and more flexible material that's easier to fit and move with.
And no
essentially.
one's currently working on it. I can only identify.
No, you only
this
see a
green
few
rock in
displayed
that-
ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know the mines are closed, but I don't know that.
Outside of that, there's like piles of iron and steel and things like that that are just waiting to be forged into other things, wood, scraps, what have you. Lots of like handles awaiting. They tend to deal mostly in axes, longbows, shields, and splint armor. It seems to be an abundance of that sort of thing.
There you go.
So you see like a whole bunch of loose axe heads that are waiting to be fit into handles and all that sort of stuff, and sharpening and what have you.
Too rich for my blood.
And you do work on my axe.
Any sharpening?
More for crushing these days.
Hey. What is this, stone? I'll fix it up for 15 gold.
I'll be the
Fair enough. Here you are, then, come back with some gold.
I'm like entranced by everything, slowly backing out, like not really moving at all. Like it was tough to like grab me. Yeah.
In a candy shop.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do you
Sorry.
have scraps that you just throw away?
Everything can be used.
Let's go join the rest of them, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully a little more welcoming.
Fancy Francis.
As you guys are walking your way to Fancy Francia's,
Yes.
let's close like
We
some
gotta
of
get some
these
gold
windows.
first, 'cause I'm sorry. Do a little adventure. Yeah. King's Guild.
Can I just mention?
Or woodcutting. Yeah, I'll do some woodcutting.
Fuck yeah.
I'll do some medical wood. I use a mage hand, so I don't even have to.
Yeah, they arrest the mages and let me just be lazy.
Yeah.
That's double crime.
Double crime.
It's double crap.
Double crime half the time?
Let's go suit shopping.
So,
50% of the time, all the time.
as you guys make your way to Fancy Francia's, you see eventually you stand up front of a two-story wooden building painted with a faded red on the front side of it, facing the kind of street, and you see a sign reading Fancy Francia's that hangs over top of the wooden door that's painted white with flowers and vines growing up the base. Two windows flank either side of the door, and a balcony that hangs over top where vines kind of dangle from the rail, tickling the head as you kind of walk towards the door. Pushing open the door. Inside, the interior has wooden floors that are painted this kind of soft lavender color again, and the walls are littered with and hung with many fine garments. The main room smells pleasantly of flowers and is softly lit by light from the day as it kind of comes in, and several candelabra that are scattered around the room as well. A door against the far wall leads to a back area where there are spools of fabric and kind of mannequins, things like that, poking out, and a work table with several drawers and what have you. You see a female human. She's young and conventionally very beautiful with long brown hair, big brown eyes, that accent with like dark makeup around the edges. Her cheeks are rosy and lips are full.
She's cold.
And very red. She wears currently like at a foot press, basically just kind of pushing away fabric through. As you guys come in, you see a very tight dress accentuating her trim and curvy figure. She sits on this kind of small stool, kind of perks up and...
Yellow messed up.
Oh, good afternoon.
Never mind.
And then she
Hello.
Hello. Oh my god.
Good afternoon.
best friend forever.
Francia.
Yannette, Francia, yes. Welcome. Welcome to my shop.
Thank you.
You are clearly in need of some new garments. Look at you all. You have come
These
to
are
the
some
right
new gloves.
place.
Okay, the whole
Shabby the
You
tabby.
got me.
my clowny gloves.
Let me see. And she kind of steps up with a little measuring thing in her hands. We might have something to both of you, yes. Would you need room for your tail, sir?
Of course.
That can be easily made accommodating.
Don't wear like a
Maybe I will look around and find a garment that suits me, and I can arrange for alterations to be made.
If need be, yes. As you look around, you see common clothes, traveling clothes, several fine, weird costumes meant for finer occasions, some very fine clothes, robes, cloaks, and some even finer cloaks.
Some, like, price tags on certain things.
You do, sorta. I guess they would be. Let's say price tags. Yeah. So for the common clothes, they're eight silver. Traveling clothes would be 6 gold pieces. Costumes are 12 gold. Fine clothes 18. Robes 8. A common cloak would be 1 gold piece, and then a very fine cloak is 15 gold pieces.
Just need to find a better set of leather gloves. Chance.
Well, they're just looking for gloves.
Indeed.
They come with this suit.
Lucky for you.
More or less exactly where she's going with that, yeah. I like to sell them as a set, but if you're just looking for the gloves, I suppose I could part with them for 2 gold for the gloves.
2 ruddy gold.
Look at the fine stitching, sir. You must see the beautiful craftsmanship.
Sugar Mama's not here.
Sugar mama ain't here.
I was gonna say
Bank.
I want to note that I am coming to this.
You
place
guys are eventually going to
Yeah.
get there? Okay.
Do I
Don't think about
notice any disguise kits?
I
anywhere?
mean,
There
I'm
aren't,
standing
actually.
like I'm overhearing this conversation. Yeah, I will put forth the gold for your gloves. With that.
I know, right?
Like that.
Oh.
Expect to be paid
You
back.
could have took some of Silver's platinum
Very
too.
good, sir. Much appreciated.
How much was it?
2 gold.
2 gold.
No, I don't think they did, but he could have.
Would you like a red, white, purple, or yellow?
Lovely purple would be nice.
I agree. Please, allow me. Put out your hands. Ooh.
See, I'm trying to hide a skin affliction.
Sir, are you ill?
I'm not. I've been this way my whole life. Alright.
Very well. Understand the gloves.
Yes, indeed.
It slides them over your hands. Ah, a marvelous fit. Very good. They fit well enough.
Like glove.
And for yourself.
Fingerless gloves for like the
Okay, so currently I only have on my person a set of fine
Almost
clothes.
close. So just
So I didn't even have like the cloak that I've been talking
You have
about
a
this whole
cloak,
time.
yeah.
Maybe we
They'll
can
get cut.
I'll just say I had the cloak. But
don't be misinterest.
I need new clothes. Like the clothes I've been wearing are
Old,
I've been burned
haven't
by
been.
a dragon.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
nasty
mine.
looking.
Oh, bloody.
I am in need of a new set of clothes. Perhaps one of these fine cloaks as well.
If you're looking to keep up to date with your current fashion, so fine clothes would be 18 apiece, and then the cloak would be 15, so 32 gold altogether for that ensemble.
Maybe I don't need a fine cloak.
We have more simple ones if you are looking. And she points out the other ones. So these are a gold apiece.
I do have
Or
a feeling
for
that
your
I-
common folk.
I feel like I will be out roughing it in the jungles of the Heart of Mora in no time.
Oh, well, perhaps more of the traveling clothes here, sir. They have a bit of a thicker stitching. They will be able to handle the rough terrain a little bit better.
Perhaps it is best that I purchase one of these sets as well.
So we're fine clothes 18. So for traveling clothes is 6 gold actually instead.
So I'll do fine clothes, traveling clothes. That's 18 plus 6, right?
So 24.
Plus a regular cloak.
All right. So 25 gold.
25 gold.
Oh, very kind,
It's all
sir.
right.
And would you like me to modify the clothes to allow for your tail to breathe?
Yes, that'll be necessary. A small hole at the base of the trousers is all is required, but something that will not fray.
Oh, do not mind
Very
my
effective at
hands. I must make a few
Very
measurements before I get started.
Of course, this is necessary.
Feeler hands.
Oh, certainly.
Fairly liberal, of course. Yep.
Grab him a butt.
Circumference of the tail.
Yes. Does the pinch around it.
Ah, very good. Now, if you're willing to wait, it will not take me very long, maybe half an hour or so.
This, as you guys are waiting, eventually Tyndale and the rest of you guys arrive at Fancy Francia's as well.
Yep. He just takes one look at the place and just decides to stay outside.
Okay.
Probably for the best. Just kind of like scanning the area around, watching people.
See, this place is a little more welcoming.
Oh. Ah, good evening, or afternoon, excuse me. I will be with you in a moment.
Absolutely.
Please feel free to browse the shop.
Is there anything you were looking for, you guys?
I'm looking for a replacement purple shawl cloak that,
Okay.
that I wear.
It'd probably be more of a fine cloak at that point. I guess common cloak, maybe, because it's like a half cloak.
Yeah.
But it's nice, though. Yours is a bit different. I don't think she would have anything in that particular style at the moment, but if you ask, she might be willing to make something. But you see more traditional, like, long cloaks for weather, essentially. You know, keep out of the rain.
I take off my cloak and just kind of like.
Ah, sir, you certainly in need of some sort of shirt.
Am I?
Totally exposed. Do you know this?
Oh yes. Is that a problem?
No, I'm always happy to see another tiefling.
Another tiefling?
Oh, the only other tiefling is, well, everyone just calls him Peaches.
Peaches.
Sounds
Again, my picture's colorful.
So you have.
I wouldn't know that. Yeah.
Peaches.
If you have had a beer in town, it was likely made by his hands.
He sounds like a fine gentleman.
Oh, very.
To find this someone, yes.
Skin is a bit lighter than yours, more of a orange and pink color.
Is that why they call him Peaches?
Maybe. His brewery is not far from here, a few doors away.
I'm actively walking around the store shirtless, just looking trying.
She continues to go back to work on your garments.
Looking to not have clothes that are full of blood. So the
Common clothes?
Yeah.
So
neutral color set.
Jay would be 8
It's a nice
silver.
khakis too.
She does have like halfling sizes, so they would be able to fit you as well.
I'll just roll up the cuffs on the bottom.
Yeah. Tiny bit long,
Make it
perhaps, because
right.
you're tiny.
Yeah.
Oh, would you like me to tailor those, or...
And for how much?
Would you allow me? And
Begins to go to measure your legs and stuff.
I
Looking at
won't take long to roll in the cuffs and the ankles. A silver. One.
okay.
Are my clothes burned to pieces?
Everyone's not to pieces, but have scorches on them.
Anything that said fine in the description.
It's no longer fine, I guess.
Kind of got toasted again.
Common clothes.
Would the calming cloaks be able to kind of conceal me?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. I will get those.
All right.
Preferably in red.
Hmm.
Have it.
Of course. And do you like it dark or light?
Let's go dark red.
Oh, very good. Pulls it off. 1 gold.
Like it was made for you.
Wraps it around you.
Ah, very becoming. You are quite tall.
And she's like a full head shorter than you, at least.
Speaking of made for you, you wouldn't have to have any cloaks and style. And I hold up the cloak that I wear, and kind of that I had on my shoulder.
This
Something
is
like
a
this.
very different style. Where are you from?
Around, we traveled around so much.
I can replicate this quite easily. If you'll leave it with me, take me a full day, I would imagine, to get the pattern right.
I see no problem with that.
For a custom design as this, I think I can part with this for 2 gold.
Sounds perfect.
Worth
to
of
me.
fabric and time.
Now it's worth
You wouldn't have to have, and I kind of like point at my horns. You wouldn't have to have some, maybe like a cap, like a gold caps for the tips.
Something a bit longer, maybe.
No, just something fancy.
She looks around at some of the costumes and stuff.
No, that is far too feathery.
Moment. He pulls out a box, and in it is what looks like a large poofing wig, essentially like a afro.
This might be what you're looking for. One moment. And
Fits it onto your head, and you have a large afro that is covering your horns.
Perfect! You should buy it!
No, I didn't want to cover the
She
whole.
kind of like
How much is it?
Very becoming there.
Shirtless, standing in this wig.
the silver.
Oh, yes!
Sold.
From me to you, of course!
I'll hand over this over.
It is very well suited.
Can this be the moment that everyone walks in? Because that'd be great.
Yeah. We have the whole army.
What color is the wig?
Usk, you're still outside.
Is it white? I feel like I'm.
Yeah, what color is the wig?
What color is it?
I don't know, actually. Hold on. See, on a spectrum.
I know.
Every time you go to take it off.
So, white, yellow, I'll say it's orange.
Fiery curly wig.
Yep. It's like Don King hair almost. Like
Nice.
It's very becoming of you.
You really buy this?
Well, it is meant as a funny costume.
Do you want my old gloves?
No.
Wow, now. Joke. I jest.
I don't, and you look great!
I don't know if you're being honest. No.
I am nothing but a boss.
Can you recommend a place where I can get some new makeup?
Oh, if you're looking for fine makeup, you are in the right place. Is there anything particular you are looking for? Rouge?
No.
The paint?
Just looking to know, be a little more tan.
We have a look at my kits here. I can sell you a full
Little
kit
bronzer
for
on
10 gold.
I just had a
Davina buy.
Should last you some while, depending on how liberal you are with your makeup.
I feel like a girl's night.
10 gold.
Yeah.
So as your makeup kit.
I feel like I want to stick
It's a
out
makeup.
even
It's
more.
not a
Like
disguise
makeup kit.
It's not a disguise kit.
This is for prettying yourself
Then
up.
no.
Yeah.
Fuck
Hmm.
no.
It would be very becoming, but understandable.
Free samples. Don't need the testers.
Yeah. Disguise kits
You're
would
going
be
to throw out that's
hard to
going to
find.
expire.
Y'all got lead?
More of a sketchy purchase.
Yeah.
No, a disguise kit. Or...
Well, yeah, a disguise kit would be a sketchy purchase.
I know, that's why I'm like trying not to like be
Yeah, it's highly
But she
illegal.
does have makeup if you wanted to buy some.
Davina,
So she's on.
and I open my bag, pull up my disguise kit. Here, take this.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I disguise self.
Okay.
I mean, hands you like a bag. Pass it. Wouldn't know what's actually in it. You can say like on the side, disguise kit.
Fireworks go off.
Ah.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's got a disguise.
Relax, I'm gonna big dollar sign written on it.
I just throw out my napkin.
Daryl's sack of discretion.
So, eventually, she does finish up
I
with her
solemnly swear
garments and passes them over to you. These should.
I wouldn't want it any other way.
Perfectly.
Thank you very much.
Well, very appreciate the patronage today.
I guess I'll be back in tomorrow for my cloak.
Of course.
Me too.
When can that be done?
Oh, she would be able to do this fairly quickly. If you would like to wait around, very good. Take another half an hour or so if you guys hang around the shop.
Every time I go to take off
You
the...
can meet us at the bigger brewery down the street.
My clothes have been changed.
I'm waiting to change until I can get in off the bath.
Okay.
Oh, yes, that's probably this one.
You guys did have washing tubs in the room, but nobody used them.
I've remained.
I thought about it, but I was
Okay.
way too drunk.
Better idea. I'm so annoyed with my clothes.
Same, I would have drowned.
Yeah, I was gonna...
Face down.
and I was just like, you know what? I roll really bad on my constitution. I'm not gonna drown.
I accidentally strangles myself with the whip.
I see it, but I don't want to attempt it.
Just
So cloak should be ready by tomorrow. So it's about 1 p.m. by the time your clothes are done
Walk
as
around
well.
town,
Yeah,
shirtless,
got
and a wig.
my clothes.
So you're wearing the wig and you have no shirt on.
Every time I try to take off, every time I take off the wig, I notice Tim Dell looking at me like,
just so upset.
so I keep it on.
Thought it was a present.
Exactly.
I bought it for you.
The lip quivers.
I never give up for you.
So, are we going to this
Yeah.
brewery?
Where is the brewery? Down the street.
Down the street.
Peaches Brewery. Perfect.
You can actually get a waft of cooking malts and things like that down as you start to begin to walk towards it.
A little chilly.
So yeah, you guys head towards the brewery. It is a large, like, barn door, basically, that's open at the moment as someone is currently working away. You see at the top of this ladder, like, looking over a steaming, billowing, like, boiling huge tank, basically. This middle-aged tiefling, again with light orange, pinkish colored skin. You can tell he's got very soft features from here. His horns are a light brown tone, very short and stumpy, and directly on the top of his forehead, essentially. His clothes are very simple, dirty, covered in malts and grains, and very stained with beer. He's kind of turns around, gives you a nod before climbing down, dusts himself off a little bit. Hello?
How's it going?
Got another tiefling?
It's only a wig.
Comes over and shakes your hand immediately.
Huh?
Pleasure to meet you. Reynold.
I'm
Love peaches.
Everybody calls me Peaches.
Barrett.
Barrett.
Already wrote it down.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Barrett. What are you doing on the Heart?
No, we just made land last night.
You've never been around before?
No.
Just in. Did the ship come in?
Yeah, we stayed at the.
Oh, God. Soldiers aplenty then, hopefully.
We're looking around.
Yeah.
We're still making our footing.
Oh. But did they did bring more soldiers, of course, right?
I think they're coming in on the next. We came in on a very different ship than the rest of the gang.
Oh, I see. Okay. Very good. Well needed around here. Security hasn't always been at its best. But sure, that's not what we're here to talk about. Are you interested in some beer? Would you like a tasting?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Right this way. It goes over to a few tanks along the wall. You see lots and lots of barrels that... these ones aren't ready yet, but
We tried what was it called?
Red Delicious.
Red Delicious at
Oh.
last night.
Was that
Very delicious.
How did you find it? Yes.
Very delicious.
That warms my heart. Oh, thank you very kindly. Let me try you with this one then. This is my signature brew. This is called the Peach and Brow. It's a bit sour, but made from real peaches around here. Pours everyone a small sample, just a little cup, and passes each one of you guys around. Yeah, like little teacup.
It's like regular size for me.
Hold it, your face.
Say, a large lizard man. He's under your keep, is he?
He's with us.
Oh, I can see that.
You under my keep there, Usk?
See.
Yes, he is.
It's far away from the castle, that's for sure. Mostly only ever hear about them further to the west.
Why is that?
Oh, that's where they're from the swamps. Although a lot of them get taken and captured. And been useful hands around the area, building and such. Easy to train, encourage. And,
My experience has been very different with easy to train.
got to get them at when they're young, is what I hear.
This one's very curmudgeon-y.
He's
Peaches is on the shit list.
certainly seen a few grisly bouts, have you? Do you know that you're covered in blood?
I try. He won't wash himself.
Well, as long as it's not yours or his.
I mean, some of it might be
I don't
mine.
think she has that much blood in her body.
Looking at him. More likely.
Some of it might be mine.
Oh. Are you adventurous then, or what have you?
Indeed. Learned people.
Learn it.
Learned it. Learned.
I would like
How
one
is that?
alcohol, please.
How do you like the peach and brow?
It's delicious.
Quite so. Very fruity, especially the aromatic quality of it.
Very
It's
sour
really...
on the front.
Ah, you found that, did you? That's
Yes.
the wild yeast. Let the air do the work.
I quite like it.
I'm glad you do. This is a very unique brew.
And so, I noticed just a lot of human around here. How is the tiefling like yourself get here and stay here?
Hold on. It's a bit further down my reading. Well, I haven't always been here. I'm originally from the Grizzly Isles. I've been here about 10 years now, though, or so. Reinhold is my name. Lived a peaceful life for the most part, and I'd like to keep it that way, but I always had this strange scar on the back of my neck from when I was young. No real recollection of how I came to it, though, and I see you got one on your neck there, too.
Yeah, but this was from a sword.
Can't tell you what this is from. It's too young. Can't remember.
Just take a look.
Aye, sure. Pulls his hair back and gives you this very thick, gruesome-looking scar straight across the back of his neck.
It's the same one that Cruel had on the back of his neck that he showed me, right?
Similarity. Yeah, I've had that my whole life. I think little of it now, but every now and then I scratch back there and I'm reminded that it's there, and especially when I get my hair cut. So are you looking to buy a couple kegs or anything like that while you're here?
Would you like a keg? No. No, I guess not.
Work, perhaps?
Pardon?
Oh, you said you might be adventurers, right?
Indeed.
Well, been looking to try and expand my horizons around here ever more, and looking for a reliable source of a particular fruit that goes around here. I'd be looking to turn it into another beer of some kind.
Fruit.
Well, folk around here call them a mandango.
Mandango.
A very large melon-sized fruit with a thick green skin. It turns yellow when they're ripe. Very juicy, sweet like honey. I'll pay handsomely, 200 gold if you're able to find and map out, confirm a location nearby with ample supply of this fruit.
I can't see why we can't do that if we're venturing around.
Do you have yourselves a map?
No.
I have.
No. Where?
It's not very detailed.
Oh, well, if you're looking for something a little more detailed that might be more useful for me at least, there is a bookstore across town where I know the owner of that has very beautifully made maps, willing to sell, I'm sure.
We'll make sure that if we come across it, we'll map it out accordingly.
Nice, peculiar little halfling.
Do you sell growlers? Like a small, not like a massive keg, like a
jug.
smaller little jug to carry.
Oh, eh? How many liters?
Enough for me to carry.
Probably a 1 then.
Liter.
Ah, very good. I can do that for you.
You wouldn't have to have seen another tiefling recently, have you?
Oh, no, just you're the first I've seen in a very long time. Not since I was on the mainlands. Come to think of it.
Doesn't seem like the drinking of sword.
No. Probably find someplace to look into the sea and brood.
Well, not many folks come to me directly for their needs unless they're looking to supply a whole keg for the party, of course. Most of the time I just sell to the local inns and taverns.
Good money in it?
Very. Been profitable for me. I make a good beer, though. That always helps.
Yes.
I'd like it if more people tried the peach and brow, but the ale always is going to be your number one.
Humans.
I really
Simple.
like your
Yes.
Where did you say this
glad you
mandango fruit cultivates?
Well, I've ventured into the hunter's woods a few times and found a few sparse trees here and there. But I wouldn't want to go deeper myself. Folks don't usually come back if they do. That's why I'd be more than willing to handsomely pay yourselves if you're willing to take the risk into it.
Right.
Find a nice safe place where there might be a big crop of them, and that would be ideal for me. Again, I'd be happy to pay you.
Is there many mapped locations or
at
maps
the
that
bookstore.
yes, but go that venture forth into the hunter woods?
I don't imagine anyone's mapped out the thick jungles too. Quite thick in there, hard to make through.
You'll be the first.
Shall indeed.
So would a map come in handy?
Oh, aye, for many good reasons, I'm sure.
Let's go. Well, it was very nice meeting you.
You and yourself as well, Mr. Barrett. Well, good luck to yourselves in
How
town.
much for the jug?
Hold on. I might have to just quickly look at what this says for reference.
Oh, yeah.
Gallon, so call it, I'd say 4 silver. For the peach and brown. Oh, thank you. Hey, bring that back. Fill it up again for 3.
I will definitely go over to that library to see about
Yeah, me too.
maps.
I will follow.
The bookstore, he never actually said the name. I'm assuming it's
So we past the market, right?
I said it's on the other side of town.
Oh.
So it'll be over here.
Sure.
Just out of sight.
Yeah,
So you guys travel across town.
Start walking towards town.
definitely.
Send me away.
As you do, can you guys roll me a perception check?
2.
17.
17,
16.
16.
2.
6 plus 4.
Mine was a 1+1.
All right, good to know. Good to know.
Distracted by city life.
Carry on across the town. Eventually, people again will be looking at you guys quite a bit as you do walk, but as you more or less pay them no mind and continue on, yeah, I was giving them the
Jump scares.
I just stare back at them.
Give them the eye.
So before you, eventually you find a fairly large wooden building that has that's longer than it is narrow, or long and narrow, excuse me, and 2 stories, painted white on the front side. There are several open windows on the top and bottom, where flowers are kind of held underneath them in little windowsills. There's a variety growing. Marked on top of the entrance, it just says books.
Books.
Yo, what is up with all these books?
What kind of books they are?
Great, the guy's name is just.
I'm not gonna go inside. I'm just gonna stand. I'm gonna stay outside.
I go in.
His name is Reed.
I followed Vina.
Okay. As you guys open the door, a small bell chimes Where alerted, you see a small female halfling, large head of red hair that's kept tied in multiple knots, basically atop the head. Her eyes are narrow and far too small for her round, pink-cheeked face, which bears like this constant huge smile as she grins, looks at you, and
Welcome.
Okay, not so cute.
No, it's okay. Kind of terrifying now.
Yeah.
While they're inside, I'm just gonna start playing
On the street?
on the street outside the store.
Miniature Pennywise.
Beggar
Just like,
Looks interesting, yes. Please browse around.
you see shelves, walls, books all the way around. Behind the counter, you see a rather impressive display of several different maps, all exactly the same actually, and all look like this.
Now, welcome to the Heart of Mora. Freaking tastic.
Buff Mountain?
Burr Mountain.
Oh, it looks like it says Buff Mountain.
Buff Mountain.
That's where Uska's from.
Buff Mountain.
No, Safaro Swamp, that's where it is.
Yeah.
How can
I ain't from there. You ain't my
The
people.
lizard people.
Yeah, so as you stand in a large open area between the counter that blocks kind of this hallway beyond, a wall behind the counter is rather, again, covered in this beautiful display of maps.
So I think we're Castle
Now,
Abigail. We're
I asked her, is there any way I can just get a closer
Yeah,
look
there
at
is.
Just come and bring it over here. I'll just be a minute, just wanted to see
Down,
something.
we're down the bridge.
Sure.
oh, okay, I see it.
She brings over this small little stepladder and kind of untacks one, slides it across, untacks the next part before it kind of like falls over her head. And she kind of like rolls it up.
Oh,
It's
that big.
Quite long, like it's quite big actually. She has to two-hand it, like for a normal person to do
Okay.
it, but she's big and she kind of rolls it up a little bit and slides it across the counter for you.
I'm sorry, can I just have one moment with you, please? As I start to push. Ascertain something
Made
from
them
my pocket.
myself. Full color and everything.
And I try to cross-reference it with the map that I hold. To see where I can find this X.
So you would best guess that it is somewhere in this area.
It's like the
Misty Rains, sort of Bavaria.
Oh, that's the
That's
that's a sword.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Dope. It's a giant sword
Yeah.
sticking into the earth.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought it was a big X, and I was like,
Yeah.
X marks the spot.
Yeah, maybe where that big X is.
Okay. Ooh, I love that.
Super cool.
Fantastic.
Misty balls.
Misty
I got some misty balls right now.
misty balls.
Oh, Misty Balls.
Sort of hilarious above the misty balls.
Now, those are handmade. If you're interested in purchase,
So it's about 2.5 by 2 feet. This map. It's quite big.
Okay.
those are 30 gold. But again, you can see the quality. It really comes through.
I think this is a purchase we cannot without.
Hold right here.
Oh.
I'll make some additions to my little map here. If I can make
That's all yours. You can doodle on it if you like. It's your map.
Okay, so it's in that channel area.
You need a pencil.
I have a pencil. Thank you.
I would like to purchase one of your maps.
Oh.
Just like a simple one?
It's in around there, the Bavaria
Or
Valley.
like the nice one.
I would be interested in purchasing it. Sorry, which one?
Actually, she only has these beautiful handmade ones, yeah.
I would like one, but only if you are able to include some sort of case. To
Oh,
protect
of course.
it.
These ones come with a beautiful protective case.
Sealed with a wax coating on either end, so you can kind of pop.
30 gold is a steep price. These are beautiful maps, but perhaps you can sweeten the deal. Just grab a book, put it like the first book. Put it on the table.
Roll me a persuasion check.
That's amazing. Just grabs the book. Not even
I
looking
don't know.
behind it.
Random book as fuck.
That's persuasion.
I think that's not even losing eye contact.
Yeah, exactly.
12. Which book is it?
Okay, hold on.
Maybe that'll. What if?
I actually do have a book in mind. Okay, so as you just kind of plunk a book on the counter, you sideways read the title. It says The Sailor's Wind.
Oh, well, that's a used book anyways. Be happy to throw it in if you've got the
There you
coin.
go. Boom.
Way to heck.
Oh, very good.
And she begins to count each one, like bringing it really close to her face, like,
He must have robbed silver books.
That's pretty much all.
And 30 makes 30.
I was thinking about it, but
kind of like
come on.
puts it into her purse.
Lucian, you're more a man of the
books.
the cloth. Maybe it is better that you hold on to this.
Of course.
And the map over.
Thank you.
You can spend your time studying it and direct us where we need to go.
Indeed. I think I can figure my way around this. Thank you. Immediately holding it upside down.
Nice.
Reassuring.
Tuck my books. What's it called again?
The Sailor's Wind.
Sailor's Wind. I hope it's an erotic novel. Please be an erotic novel.
You want to flip through a couple pages?
I'm gonna wait until I'm
You can borrow my dungeon potion.
I will ask her if there's any books on the arcane arts at all. See if she has them.
Books of magic, you think?
Yes, if possible. I'm very curious.
Well, I have blank books, particular parchments, fine inks. But as for books that contain spells, that'd be not something that I would trust holding on to.
What's
For many.
still be good?
There might be better luck in the Castle Avondale.
Castle Avenue.
Yeah, let's check there.
Of course.
Across the bridge.
And she points out on the map, actually. She goes, there is a...
Past the King's Bridge and through the swamp
Swap down.
to Castle Avondale. Oh, don't go to Swamp Town. That is a access-only type of place. I wouldn't try to go there.
What's there?
In Swamp Town,
Swap down.
there are their own people there. The nation would like to dispose of them, but the swamp is very unforgiving, and those who travel there tend to not go far.
So you would recommend taking a long way around?
Like me.
Stay on the path. Should be fairly well traveled enough, but there are still attacks from the creatures of the swamp on the roads. It's not as safe as it could be.
What kind of creatures?
I hope to never find out.
Do you have any blank parchment
Of
and
course.
pens available?
How much would you like? They are 2 silver per sheet. And for parchment, which is different than paper, is 1 silver per piece.
I'll take two sheets of parchment.
ink and pen would be 2 copper. Or ink pen, excuse me. And then the ink is 10 gold, actually.
What?
For a 1 ounce.
That's how they get ya.
An ounce?
Gold's expensive.
Gold is expensive.
I mean,
Hey,
Ink is
Can I-
expensive, yeah.
Gold's expensive. Gold's
Am I
expensive. Gold's what the gold's
Is it
in.
possible for you to fashion some ink out of the black gunpowder?
Maybe I'll wait.
Possible. I would like that. That would be cool.
I do like
Pull
to
that
know
shit
that
up.
this is
Photos lines
available
up.
for purchase.
Explosive notes.
Holding it in.
No.
Okay.
Well, you know where to come back.
Unused can use it as ink. Gross. Well, I mean,
Quite
he's willing to
Oh, like what, as she's like saying the Kashagra, how much the ink is, and I'm
So,
like,
I'll probably get
at all. I can't
some
wait.
parchment and quill as well. Actually,
Okay.
This would be worthwhile.
How many sheets of parchment would you like?
Let's go for 10 sheets of parchment.
Alright, be a gold.
5 sheets.
5 silver.
and 1, you're gonna...
Get some money.
5 silver.
same.
Silver.
Good thing you
Grab
stole
up a
Lucille's
fine
like
cloak.
money.
Yeah, totally.
So you are new to the heart? Do you come from the mainlands then, I would imagine?
Yes, we arrived yesterday evening.
I haven't been back in over 50 years. Any good news from the mainlands?
The war continues between Avondale and Rodolph.
Of course.
What is it good for?
Nothing. Luckily, most of it stays away from here.
Continues.
Although those who still choose to ignore the laws.
Perhaps you can tell us of another traveler that came through, very likely to have come to the same bookstore.
Maybe.
He is an acquaintance of my friend here.
Indeed.
Is there a likeness?
Yes. Would have been curious about the same location that I pointed out. Could have been an elf of sorts.
Yes. I maybe recall another individual. He bought a few books off of me and some ink and paper.
How long ago?
Maybe 4 months? Maybe more ago? Oh, a month or
A
4
month.
weeks maybe.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Sounds about right. Not seen him since then.
Very handsome, very nice and kind. Tall. I believe he was an elf, though.
Pennywise.
Well, if you have any stories, noteworthy stories from the mainland, I would be happy to hear them. I'm somewhat of a novelist myself, but running short on good ideas. But if you have had any adventures, I would perhaps pay you for the rights to the story.
The bar's not there.
I was gonna say.
Some adventures.
Just outside the door.
Stories. And the imagination, I guess you could say.
Who is this Barrett?
Oh, I'm sure you'll meet him at one time or another.
Oh. Where does he stay then? I might bother him.
Maybe it's best if he comes to you.
Oh.
We'll be on our way now.
Just outside the door. Playing my lute.
Ah. Well, keep it in mind.
Shirtless in a wig.
I'm gonna leave and be like, Barrett, never go in there. You must never go there.
You must never go there. All that the land, the sunlight touches.
So the other 4 of you guys are still in.
I will be heading out.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
I may come back for some
got it,
more
man.
real books.
You hear
I got
like,
mine for you both.
the door.
Thank you!
Her fingers are kind of like claws.
I would like to check on Zobra, make sure she is okay.
Head down to the
Maybe we
docks.
should see how the Breath of Arga is faring.
Was there anybody around while bustling around while I was outside?
Like busking? Or...
Yeah.
No, not other than
No.
you. Most people are.
No, I mean, was anybody around while I was busking?
Were you intently trying to draw a crowd?
Probably. Like, it's not always my intention, but it's not something that I'm
Let's
not,
see.
not frowning against.
Let's say roll me a performance check and we'll see.
Oh, that's popped. That is a 24.
So good.
Damn.
Plus 6.
As you are like strumming away, there are children that do live here, and some of them are drawn in by this attention as they're passing by with, maybe their mothers or their fathers, and they kind of like, And then, okay,
Look
we'll
at the
stop.
shirtless tiefling.
As like Kushaga, you come out, and there's like 5 or 6 children with like 2 or 3 adults that are just kind of standing there watching Barrett play, and the kids are like sitting there quietly in front of him, just kind of. You see one of the parents like pull a few coins out of their pocket and pass them to the little kid, and we kind of like reaches over to you and just kind of drops them on the ground in front of you. And
I smile, lean down, and pick it up with my tail.
let's go, let's
Tuck the
go.
coin into your wig.
See the mother kind of just like as they carry on. So you get 2 silver.
2 silver.
Nice. Just for play, did he? And you're no lazy Harry.
No?
You're a working man.
Exactly.
I just
Hard working here.
Yeah.
Hard working here.
Someday.
Technically, we do
Someday.
have a job right now. We're looking for the Mandangans.
Yes.
We're employed.
We're employed.
Hooray!
There's more fruit-breathing trees
As
somewhere.
they walk out, the last that they hear is,
Oh, God.
what's the last line of that song? Oh, Tyndall the hero. So I was playing that song while they were everybody was inside.
Oh man, these kids are gonna love me.
And the little applause as the parents are kind of dragging them away, and they're kind of like, it's very good,
All they
very
know.
good.
I guess he
Yeah,
probably
they will.
describes you in
I
the
think he
song.
does, yeah.
And they walk away. You guys come
So
back
how
out.
was the bookstore?
Don't go.
No?
Don't go.
Books are always kind of boring.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We need to
Yeah,
get a map, though.
that's why.
In a month? Okay, so...
Map acquired.
Map acquired.
So,
You would hate it in there, just,
stuffy books.
Yeah, stuffy
A lot of-
and booky and dusty.
Probably a lot like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. It's a perfect place. I loved it.
Exactly, yeah.
Stuffy, just the way I like it.
Exactly what you
Open
don't
time.
like. All right.
So,
You guys are walking to the docks.
Yeah, we're gonna walk.
Okay.
Yeah, check on somebody.
Douglas is down by the docks as you guys approach. Afternoon. He's gonna just stacking a crate. Welcome back. Hey, how'd you fare today? Did you sleep well?
oh, slept like a baby.
Find any work yet?
No, yeah, we're looking for some kind of melons.
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 Mandrago.
Well, that's a start. I never took you for gatherers, to be honest, but hey,
It's a job.
job's a job.
Speaking of
Good on you.
jobs, have you seen Zolga around?
Yeah. Well, last night, not more than a half hour, perhaps, maybe, after you all left. Probably shouldn't say.
Oh, come on.
Persuasion.
Just like
Is this
we
all
need,
fairly?
we need to make sure she's okay.
Old Douglas.
Plus 6. So that is 17.
Kind of leans in. No. Late in the evening, a few of them knights came back round. Arrested her.
Arrested her? For what?
On what charges?
I'm not entirely sure. I wouldn't have asked a question even if I had the opportunity. I don't want to get in between those knights and whatever their business be, but
Do you know where they would have taken her?
I'd imagine they took her into the prison.
Okay.
I points towards the center.
Oh, that's...
That'd be my... I couldn't imagine what old Zovra did, but
I feel like that changes our entire day.
came back for the rest of the crew this morning.
They arrested the entire group.
Aye.
Skippy.
Stan?
Paulus?
Wednesday?
So it would seem.
But they didn't come looking.
Oh. Leroy!
Well, I think we should go clear up this misunderstanding.
Indeed.
That seems like a good idea.
Oh,
Before there's any harm that comes to them.
I'm sorry to be a bearer of bad news. I like Zobra. Hope she does find her way out of whatever predicament she might be in.
Who would the order have come from? Directly.
If I had to guess, I'd say it probably came from that there princess that just arrived.
Marcia.
Bring her here and then you turn it on. Typical humans.
I'm not exactly sure about the motivations of the royals. Not my business.
Well,
But I'm, not to let anyone on the ship if that's what you were, wondering.
We're merely checking in on Zobra.
how's the ship doing anyway? Is it getting patched up at least?
Not at the moment. The guards were all over it earlier and today, looking for something, I'd imagine. As they rounded up the crew, though, and took them off and away.
Well, thank you, Quietly, for telling us this, but we must immediately go. Cannot waste time.
You would think that what they're looking for they already had.
As we head off, we shouldn't be talking about this fairly, but
You guys walk away. Okay. He goes back to
Yeah, I'm
moving
like,
shit.
I'm stomping.
if they raided the ship and arrested the crew, they must have taken the object as well.
I would think they would have taken it before they left.
Didn't we see Marcia carrying it?
You guys didn't see
I'm like
her.
95% sure that we did.
You guys didn't see the knights and her leave the ship directly as much as you saw them atop the deck while the ship was coming in. But you guys were doing the work to actually dock the ship, and then when you went down to gather your things, by the time you got back up, they were long gone.
Okay.
There's no way that.
She did say that she would take possession of it. Did she not?
Person the crew as well?
Let's go to the key.
It's too much.
Let's go to the key. More reasons. One more reason to go to the key.
I guess we head there now.
Will they let us into the key?
That doesn't matter.
I'm going in.
Damn.
We can't
princess.
take the key.
After Zolvra did everything to make sure she
We're
gets to the
level
island safely, she arrests her.
It'd be a suicide.
So we can.
Then I'll die.
Voice our concern, that's all.
I guess we could play this loud or quietly.
I'd say start quiet. Get ready to turn up the volume if you know what I mean. I'm not ending up like Harry up there.
So
Harry was lazy, boy. You'll be hung by the head until you're dead. That's it.
I don't think a rope can get around.
Worst way to go.
It's so inconvenient.
Hung by the snout. No more chomping for this one.
Hung by the head.
Oh, that's funny.
By the head until you're dead.
Worst case scenario.
Neckhead.
So,
Not a doctor, damn it.
so as we're walking along,
Wizard,
I'm a
Harry.
wizard.
It's probably around 4 or 5 in the afternoon by now, after you guys have been around town a whole bunch.
So as we approach the keep, how many guards are outside?
For the actual gate, I would say there's probably 4 guards, like directly outside of the closed gate right now that are right out front of it. And then you see atop the walls 1 or 2 walking, and then 2 in each tower, basically, that are kind of flanking either side of it.
Wow.
Walk up and say, "Greetings, guards of the keep."
Afternoon.
What is the procedure of entering this keep and granting an audience to a newcomer?
Who's asking?
My name is Kushagra.
Moment. Says something to one of them. You see him kind of like
Public service.
see a little like hole in the gate where he opens it up and then says like something, a few words through the other side. Just wait a few minutes.
2 hours later.
How long are you guys waiting?
Oh,
Until-
I'm waiting until
I'll
someone's back.
Okay. 5, 10,
It's like they're like,
20 minutes pass. 30 minutes pass.
nobody's coming.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy and like, hey!
Oh boy.
Asking for a
Oh,
light
wow.
knock.
A light knock would have sufficed.
As it startles the guards, first off. You see, like, a few of them atop the ramparts kind of, like, shake a little bit into position. And he kind of, like, what was all this about? I told you to wait, be patient. Another outburst like that, will be your last.
We were looking to inquire about the King's Guild.
Now, these things take time. Just wait a moment.
Barrett.
Scowls at you.
I feel like I'm always on the edge and it's just pushing me.
They don't take kindly to that kind of thing around here.
Not gonna take time to my poop in their ass.
Subtlety and patience
Going to
is
get
how
us
we all
all
win.
killed.
Well, some of us may die. But that is a sacrifice that I am willing to make. Lord Farquaad, for the win. Get him.
Some of you may
May die. But that is a sacrifice.
So another 10 minutes pass.
I'm gonna sit down and start having a tea.
Okay.
Is that goodie?
Waiting.
I'm just
That was good.
I'm just scanning around to see what I can if anything.
Roll me a
catches my
perception check.
eye. Just around.
Yeah, I'll look for something
Dick,
too,
you're
actually.
a dick. Oh, I've been rolling like garbage.
That's a dirty 20.
On perception?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
This tastes the same
Okay. So as you guys are waiting,
So,
Davina and Lucian, you guys are keeping an eye out. The rest of you are busying yourselves or what have you, fighting boredom as best you can. Lucian, you see the 60 feet away, around the corner of a building, you see the edge of Franzano leaning around the side. You see him looking directly towards you guys before making a few gestures in his hands and then sliding back out of sight.
It was just you that seen that?
Yeah.
You
Saying Elvin.
more or less made eye contact to some degree.
Zano is here.
okay.
It's around that corner. Trying to just not stir up too much.
Should we make ourselves scarce?
I do not feel that they will start something in the middle of the streets so close to the king. But we will.
Do you suggest we do?
Feel they are not welcome amongst the Avondalians. Avondalians? Avondalians.
Medallions.
Avondalians.
You mentioned that before.
They merely tolerated each other on a ship.
Vandalize.
Avondalians. Yes. I feel they may
I like that.
just merely tolerate each other while on a ship. So I feel they will not start anything in front of their king or with the entity.
So we should be.
This is quite the wager you're making.
Don't presume too much.
I have overheard them on a ship.
Could we request to wait inside the king?
You feel that is unlikely. Perhaps it is best if you and Davina hide away until we can determine the alliances in this kingdom.
Head back to the
I feel
brass.
like we should go separate ways so that they can hunt us down individually.
No, of course.
Together we are stronger.
They're not gonna make a move. One of them's not gonna make a move while all six of us are here.
Just
Perhaps one of us should wait
Could-
at the keep.
I cast detect magic.
If you're going to cast a spell out in public, you can.
Oof.
Franzono did. He didn't get in shit.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah, but he hiding. Oh,
I'll hide you. Hide behind me.
Is Franzano the elf of the cloth?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
He was the more headstrong one.
Yeah, it is
More willing
visual
to be
and
like-
semantic. Or pardon, verbal and semantic.
Verbal and
So it does require speaking and hand gestures.
True. So what? We're standing, so I'm just trying to see past.
You're in the front,
Right there?
right where the gate is. more or less.
Could I perchance just sort of go up and lean up against that statue there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And,
in the
just sort
center is a large statue of
Yeah,
Togo.
nonchalantly just sort of start doing little mid stretches.
He's talking.
I'll step
Talking to myself.
He's her, sir.
It's a stealth attempt at a spell of
So-
detect magic, is it?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I need to see if he did something
Oh my
to us.
Well, we only made it to level 2.
Hi guys.
Yeah, +5. I have faith.
Gotta have faith, the faith, the faith.
I've always got inspiration. Inspiration we are using.
Oh my god.
The exact same.
Oh.
A 9 on my stuff.
So, as you see, you guys watch Lucian go over to the statue.
Yeah, we don't know what he's doing now.
Can I cast guidance?
It's too late.
Casting. It's
Yeah, it's also casting.
So,
Oh, yeah, divination magic, or divine magic like that is a little more common in the world anyways, as opposed to arcane magic, but that is after the fact of the roll, so
Yeah.
I'm going to say you can do it after if he wants to roll again, but not knowing the result yet.
Yeah.
So as Lucian goes over and starts stretching around,
You were so good. You were the chosen one.
you kind of like, you're trying your best to make the spell happen without making the gestures obvious, but it's not coming to you, and you're just... You kind of like go into it, I'm just gonna go for it, and you hear the words utter over your mouth. And so realize that you've been, first of all, marked magically. Second of all, the guards that are just watching you guys. You hear one of them, one who was most attentive, I guess. Oi! Stop that right now! Hold! Don't move! That's... As
I
they,
guess that's the fastest way
four
to
of
make the
them,
keys.
Way to get into the keep.
4 of them start walking towards you. And that is a perfect time for us to end our session.
Oh, you're awake.
Okay, this was a double session, right?
It's a prison break!
It's a prison break.
Many World Masters' Heart of Mora is recorded in Chibuktuk, in Mi'kmahi, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. This territory is covered by the Treaties of Peace and Friendship, which recognizes Mi'kmaq and Wolastoqiyik title and establishes rules for what is to be an ongoing relationship between nations. We are all treaty people, and proudly support working and cooperating together to create a peaceful community where we can all live our best adventure.